Hi, and I'm sorry for everyone. Welcome back to another Red Wagon Inn. Drew, immediately, is that a fart I heard? Drew, you're banned from having audio. Drew is only allowed to communicate in emotions now. He's not allowed on the show, and I'm sorry for his presence. God. Welcome back to the Red Wagon Inn. I'm so glad so happy to see everybody. Welcome back to another fantastic episode of the Red Wagon Inn. We've got an exciting show for y'all tonight, and I'm very excited to show everything, but not necessarily hear everything on the show that we have planned. Before we get started, does anybody have anything that they need to be shilling tonight before we continue, besides 3 shirts that are on the show that they obviously need to be shilling something?
What's up, gamers? JakeyBoyArts.com/shop. You too can look as cool as we do. Because look how cool this is. This is a little spork crew neck, and it makes you at least 4% more interesting. Because someone will look at you and be like, where'd you get that hoodie? And then you look them dead in the eyes and say, no personal questions, please. And then you get on the train and never see that person again. And you say, bye, Mom. Anyway, yeah.
At the discounted price of.
Hey! Used code. No.
Used code.
I should have probably had a discount code, but I don't right now. I could probably make one, but I don't.
Dope.
You see that, Ryan?
Buy
Did
his
you
stuff.
see that, Ryan? Hayden,
I know what Hayden
adores
said.
me.
Hayden is allowed to have an opinion on your fart jokes when she comes and joins us back for another episode. That's how we get her back on. She's going to come
There
on
you go,
just for
there's the
one episode to
invitation.
be like, haha, I like the fart jokes. Goodbye. So, yeah, exactly. This isn't a merch thing, but my dad did make a rad-ass gold baseball Rybonator sweatshirt, and I fucking
So
love it.
good.
It's dope. But we have some cool bits of art to be able to show this week and lots of cool giveaway things. You say that like I won't come on just for that. Yeah, that's my hope, is that you'll come on just for that. So let's show off some art. First thing we have is a piece from 99 Unicorns, which is Liv and Davida, the female dwarf couple that have also Ricky and Martin, their adopted children. So that's awesome. I did not think that they were going to get fan art, but I absolutely loved it. That was a super fun surprise one to see. Rain, their 11-year-old, made 2 pieces of art, which was back during the Ithka saga here, which is our rat folks, Sania, Penguin McCool, Team, and Robert. I like that the 11-year-old has Team in full like riding Robert mode, like, haha, he is my steed. That's
But of course.
favorite subtle detail. But they also did a cool little, I can't remember if it's oil or acrylic painting. So good job for them. They did some awesome art. Congrats to Rain's 11-year-old, who I don't know the name of, and that's probably good that we don't share the name of an 11-year-old. But we also have some art from Blazelin, and this art is a little plush made of a tiny little dragon in Robert style with the black and the red. It was a little knitted plush. It looks so good, doesn't it? It looks so good.
Oh, cute.
Also, 'tis the week of Robert and the Penguin, because the next thing of art that we have is another little plush from Dragonheart. It's another Robert plushie, and look at how good that one looks. Look at how good. I love the little ridges over the little eyebrows and everything, and the eyes are so detailed. Absolutely killer.
Looks like a Neopet. It's so cute.
Yeah.
Let's call Neopets and see if we can get a sponsorship and get all the anthropomorphic characters onto Neopets. And then we also have another one from Draco Win, which is Robert plushie as well. We got 3 Robert types of plushies here. Not to be dramatic, but Think Creative would die for them. And this one has Robert with the little boots that Team made him. It is amazing. I love it. It's so good.
Not 1, not 2, but 3.
Not 2, but 3. We also have a poem from Verity. I will not read the whole thing, purely because it's very long, and it would probably take a few minutes to get through reading it in the dramatic fashion that it is required. But you should go check it out, because this was their entry into the How sweatshirt giveaway contest. So go check out this awesome poem from Verity about How and the Whisperer on the Discord, which if you're not a part of, go ahead and hit up that Discord, and it's in the chat. It comes up every now and again saying join that stuff. So join it. And then we have 2 giveaways this week, one of which, after the good reception that we received last week, we decided that this is going to be a continuous thing that we're going to do. The first giveaway moving forward as we do things is going to be something directly related to a huge impact within the game. So our first giveaway will always be something around, like the last one was the token that just says, I kill any NPC that I want that's not a god. Chav Hunter's still got that. Chav Hunter could use it at any point that they want to. Good guy or bad guy can absolutely make it happen. This week, I'm going to keep it as a bit of a surprise at what this token's going to be, but this one has potentially bigger impact than that even, potentially. But, Drew, why don't you tell them about that PDX giveaway for part 2?
Well, I would love to. PDX made this amazing D20 that I'm sure is on stream right now. Yes, it is. There it is. So it is called Changeling's Blood. It looks really cool. It was made not only for Rin, but also one of PDX's characters. So you can win that D20, and I want to win it. So win it, and then you can win it too.
I'm entering this one. I've already claimed that I'm entering it on stream and on Twitter. So know that I am, because I think that one's cool. And Words Mythologic says they would have killed a character that everybody loves, but they won't say which. It's definitely either Penguin or Robert, 100%. Calling that one ahead of time. That's who they would have. But I'm thinking Chav is going to make it even more at the heart, but at a very inopportune time. So make sure you enter those giveaways. This first one is going to be pretty wild, if I do say so myself. But does anybody have anything else that they need to shill before we get started, like some corporate drones?
Not when you put it that way.
Good. Then let's play some Dungeons and Dragons. Everybody roll for recap.
Roll for recap.
That's a 12 for me.
Hey! That was a 12?
Yeah.
You said?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I got a 13.
I got 17.
Ryan.
I got a 16.
Oh, come on, really? It's Jakey. I
Ryan.
can see it in his face.
I got a 6.
Oh,
Well, Jakey, if who was it that somebody suggested that if they can do it in their voice? Oh, was it Castigon? If you can do it in Castigon's style, I'll give you a point
Castigon's
of
voice?
inspiration above your 1 maximum.
Okay. 2 inspo.
2 inspo. This will allow you to have an extra inspo. In not only his voice, but his style.
Okay, so I'm going to paint a little picture for this little recap,
Yes.
if I may, as a fellow dungeon master. You know, I'm not sure where they are right now, so if I'm intruding on the lore, suck it, viewers. I don't know what's happening right now. Guess what? I can see through the 4th wall, but I can't plead the 5th. So, we see a view of a steep sloped like mountain view with like fog and clouds, and the 2 little rats are nestled in snow, just shivering. And Castigon pulls open this little orb of light in his hands, and he starts to watch through. And he turns them. So, you little turds, you want to hear what's going on with your friends? Oh, come on! Don't look so down. You can laugh about this one. I know we all can. See your friends there. You could call this almost dramatic irony? So here they are. They're both in the same town, almost right under each other's noses the whole time. Idiots. One set, you've got the one who you can't see his face, and you've got the lioness. They're both sitting there in this little house with a lovely couple, They're sitting with Liv and Davida Loca. Do you see it? You know. Why do I write this stuff? This is gold material that's wasted on YouTube. Anyway, so here they are. They're in this house right now, and they bring back a skeletal dog, as if that's supposed to do something. Like they have this little rat Kermit thing. They bring it back. It's this heartfelt. Oh, it's so sweet. It's so nice. It's beautiful. Very heartwarming moment for the 2 of them. I'm sure that'll have a big impact on their story. And in the meanwhile, you've got the Geomancer. I don't mind the Geomancer. He seems like he might have his a few rocks loose, but he's not too bad. And they're traveling together through Kern, and they're, well, to say the least, they're doing as exactly expected. They go to a Red Wagon, and they finally make it through this whole view, and they decide that they're gonna lie to a satyr using illusory magic. Now, I don't know if you've ever met a satyr. I've played a few games of poker with them, and you're not going to win in a game of illusions with a satyr. Let's just say it that way. And they don't. They get their asses beat upstairs. They get absolutely dogged. And then And then they have the gall to still stay there. They stay there after getting their asses kicked. It's great. So they finally meet with their contact, Rocco, and they have this whole thing where they're sitting there in the inn and they just like talking. Hey, rats, hello? Am I not interested in you right now? Because this is where it gets great. So the two of them, they finally meet up. The two sets get it. So one is on one floor, one's on the other. And because the one set slept in, the other ones just leave. They leave with their tails between their legs because they had an embarrassing night. The innkeeper doesn't like him. He's not going to do him favors. So then, just passing by each other perfectly, and I guess there was a little confrontation beforehand. There was a vampire-like person, like some creepy guy who's got this whole like gonna suck your blood thing. But that was a whole like side thing, It happened mostly off camera, so who knows what actually happened with the vampire? We might find out. And so finally, the other two are sleeping in, the masked one and the lioness. And then you've got the other group they are finally catching up to this Marcus guy who the changeling has been just singing the praises of. They get there, there's a note on the door, boom, says he owes some money, and they're in a lot of trouble. Come on, cheer up, rats. I've caught you up, I think. Thank you. I know I missed a couple things here and there, like the Aarakocra, giving them the scroll and stuff, but I don't know if Castigon would care about that. So.
Yeah, I don't think he would. Well, you absolutely get your inspo above and beyond, so you have your 2 points of inspo now. So
delicious.
Let's make sure that you have a reason to need it. So if we've got nothing else, let's go ahead and get started for today. Everybody grab a drink, pull up a chair, and let's go hang out at the Red Wagon Inn. Where we last left, we stopped with Ren, Robert, Flint, and Celine at the... Uh-oh, what happened to... What happened to... What a spot. Go internet. Where we left Ren, Flint, Robert, and Celine down at the bottom underneath the city itself. There was the floorboards up top that are kind of the floor of the city. You went to the column that holds the city up, which has the door that leads into your good friend's house. Ren, you teleported inside. You found strewn paper all around, books knocked all over, and a knife pinning a note onto the door. What are you doing?
I'm gonna take the knife out of the door and kind of throw it off to the ground and look at the note.
You pick up the piece of paper. Go ahead and roll me a investigation.
+0, nice, 16.
16. You hold up the note. What are you looking for specifically?
If there was like any extra scribblage on the note, or if like there's anything like determining where the note, who it's from, or anything like that.
Okay. You take a look at the parchment and look at the writing on there. It's definitely written in ink. It's not blood or anything out of the ordinary. Flipping it around, trying to get your best view of it. Honestly, there's not a huge amount of light in this room right now. Most of the magical or otherwise candles have been doused, and so you're in a very, very dark room, so it kind of impedes your vision of any sort of secret writing, but kind of like holding up a piece of paper in a dark room, you don't see anything out of the ordinary on this note, other than the knife that once was holding it up on the door has the kind of slit where the parchment was punctured.
I'm going to open said door and start walking through the house, calling out for Marcus. Marcus!
As you go to check the locks, you notice from the last time that you were here, there's an additional lock. Marcus always made sure that he was very careful not to have anybody intrude that he didn't want them to intrude. However, there is another deadbolt that wasn't here. As you try to open the door, Flint, you suddenly hear the door kind of shake. Before Ren, you pull down and look, and there's one of those kind of bolts that go into the ground right at the foot of the door kind of thing, to where it's really impossible to pick that if it's placed down, that you have to kind of slide up. So it looks like this place was locked from the inside from the last time it was closed. So you open the door. Marcus! As Flint, suddenly Ren walks out the door with Robert and Celine. holding a note in his hand. As you walk out the door, the air is kind of shifted from what it was this morning. You can begin to feel it be a bit more humid. Perhaps it's because you're below deck, but you also start to hear the distant sound of rolling thunder as you yell out for Marcus and see your companions nearby.
I'm also gonna yell out for Zania and Hao because I had assumed that they would already be here.
Let's go to Zania and Hao, because that seems like a perfect TV moment where things always align just exactly how they should every time. So, Zania and Hao, as these other adventurers, of whom you call friends, have been out doing their things, you've had a good long sleep for the morning, resting your weary bones after meeting whatever guy you found at the temple last time. He decided it was very good to get some sleep. And sleep you had. You wake up very, very refreshed. Both of you slept in the same room because How you just slept on your little hammock up there, correct?
Yep.
The awakening of Zania kind of finally knocks you out of your trances. You don't have to sleep near as long. How you kind of just hear the bed creak and almost an instinctual, like after seeing and experiencing all the necromantic magics that you saw the day before, you kind of are startled as Zania wakes up from the bed, but you quickly catch your drift or your mind and realize that everything's fine. You're just in the room here with your friend. What are you two doing? As you can hear now the sound of thunder atop the city.
I think hearing thunder, I look out the window and just look to Zania, and How like has his mask kind of like half on, does like one of those like knowing smiles because I know that's her jam. And I'm gonna start. I'm gonna give my first try of. Actually, I'll save it. I was gonna try Tiny Hut, but I'll save it for later. I think How's just gonna start getting his stuff ready to get moving.
Okay. Zania, what are you doing?
Wake up, stretch for the day, kind of close my eyes again to the sound of thunder, as I find it comforting. Roll over. You get a little started because I see how, but then I forget that we were in the same room. And good morning.
Morning. How are you doing?
Well, did we almost get kidnapped last night?
Yeah. There was a weird like Transylvanian guy, I think. I don't know if that's a place, but that's the closest reference to area I would say he's from.
Go ahead and roll me a history for both of you.
15?
So Hayden said turn Jakey up a little bit more. I have to be a little conservative for Jakey because whenever Jakey's like, yes!
Yeah, there's the odd time I just yell. Can we guide 5? Because that's always fun.
I would say no because you're just recalling the last night.
With a +1, that is a 16.
16? Zinnia?
15.
15. As you have both traveled the world. Actually, How, roll me at advantage for a reason.
Okay. Nat 20 +1.
Oh, really? Okay, dope. Never
Yeah.
mind. So, Zinnia, you've traveled. You've gone around with a team before and seen quite a bit of the world. However, you've never remembered or heard that accent before. How, you also have not seen or heard that accent in your travels, but then you start to think on some of the whispers you've heard in the wind. This is not wholly an uncommon accent. It is something that you've heard before, so it isn't that he might be long dead or anything like that. There are others in the world who have that accent, though, being that's how you're aware of it, you're not entirely sure where in the world it came from.
Yeah, there's something weirdly familiar about his accent, but I don't think anyone really here would have something similar. It's been a hot minute, though, since I've heard them, so I don't know. He just seemed off. The whispers were talking about vampires and stuff, and we chat about that briefly, so that was a little nerve-wracking.
Oh, I don't think I've ever met or even interacted with a vampire before.
I
Oh my
mean, from stories, most of them seem pretty on the up like normal people. This individual was shrouded in necromancy, a lot of it, and was very outspoken. So I think I think they might be a special case.
Vampires don't usually deal with necromancy, do they?
I mean, I'm anything that is veiled in death usually has necromancy traces on it. From the amount I've used my magical sight, it's it depends. Like your regular zombies that walk around the graveyards, like those don't really give off a necromantic aura, if they will. There might be faint remnants where they were found or made, but not really on them per se. So I don't know. It could have just been someone wrapping themselves up in scary magic to keep people away, but I mean, there was a lot of it all over that place, even that constellation tapestry.
I guess. I don't know. When they said that Kern was crazy, I thought it only had to do with gangs and thieves, not necromantic vampires. But great, awesome.
I mean, in a dark city with lots of alleys and high places and everything, there could be anything here. I mean, a trapdoor spider doesn't pick a rock because it's a good place to stay. They pick a rock because they don't expect a spider to be under it.
That's very, very true. Oh man. Sorry, my tumbly's rumbling. Think it might be time for some breakfast, perhaps.
We're saying that this conversation is just kind of now nearing its natural apex as you both are kind of gathering your packs and your gear and getting ready as you suggest to head down to go get breakfast. Is that the plan, to head on down?
Yeah.
Okay.
We get our stuff. I pack up my hammock. And yeah.
The two of you walk down the stairs and enter the tavern. There's a satyr that you met last night who seems to be running the local breakfast around here. Must not sleep very much at all if you saw him last night and this morning, but seems to be happily prancing about, giving people muffins, bananas, typical bits of coffee, red-eye gravy, biscuits, etc. All things of the classic Kern special that Flint described before. As goes around passing things out, offers you all some breakfast and fills you up with whatever you need. You do notice, however, that you are absent your friends that you would hope to find here in the morning.
Excuse me, sir. Did you see the four stooges we mentioned before? Did they leave earlier?
I mentioned that I saw two of them, yeah, but I think they left off this morning. I don't know where they were headed. They talked to another fan who was interesting character, to say the least. Played some music that I could have sworn would have woken up the entire block, but yes, they're already gone.
Oh,
I don't know about the other two. I still have not seen them yet.
rude.
Weird question.
A weird answer for you then.
I see you handing out like bananas and assorted fruits. If I give you like a small bag, I have apples and stuff, but like in the small bag, how much would it cost me to just have some fruit to go?
Do you have he kind of, for him, he kind of pulls back some of his satyr chest hair, and you see a permanent pin that's been almost like stapled into his chest there. As satyr, he doesn't have a real need to wear clothes. He kind of asks, do you have a Adventurers Guild pin?
I don't. I'm
I
traveling
do.
with this one.
Hello.
Well, we don't normally help just friends of the guild, but I'll make an exception for you two this morning, as just in such a good mood as he goes to the back, kind of hops along, and just says, "So just apples, a few various fruits, or just apples?"
Oh, I have a bag of apples.
Oh,
so
just various.
any fruit, but
He comes back with a small bundle of bananas, pears, and a couple kiwis. Sets them in a bowl in front of you, willing to take whatever you'd like.
I look at the kiwis. Salt, Summer, how did you get in there?
Oh.
He says, "No, there's no. I don't put salt on fruit. I don't, what, you put salt
Thank
on
you.
fruit? Where you come from?"
Actually, on
Watermelon.
like melon and stuff, it's actually pretty good. You
Wow.
should try it.
You're definitely from Texas, or a big friend of my mother's. 'Cause she does the same thing.
Same with my
GFY.
mom.
Ah,
Saying Texas.
Wait, just
Oh.
salt on your watermelon?
Mhm.
Oh, interesting.
Agua fresca.
Salt on watermelon,
is-
cantaloupe, or
Oh.
honeydew. It has a different flavor effect on each one. And it's good on all of them.
Huh. We
Mhm.
use tahine.
Oh well, I mean,
oh, yeah.
Just yeah. But I haven't heard of just salt. Sorry. Anyways.
But anyway, thank you. I
Of
appreciate
course.
it.
He heads on back behind the bar and begins serving some breakfast to a few other adventurers that are up there at the counter. A few people going to the quest board and back. What are you two doing?
Well, it sounds like they ditched us. Maybe those two new people they're with are not the best.
I think that new people are. It's. Oh, I guess. Didn't he say he was meeting someone named Rocco?
Yeah. Maybe Rocco isn't the nicest person, just abandoning us.
I mean, they could have just left, yeah. Or wait. Ren wanted us to meet them at Marcus's tower, didn't they?
They did.
Meaning they might be there. I'm gonna go outside and start making the horse.
Okay.
It's like Hal's like doing mental math of like, did they leave? But yeah, Hal outside starts conjuring his little runes and stuff. And he's got like a half a kiwi like hanging out of his mouth as he's eating it while he's doing his spell.
What spell are you casting?
Phantom Steed.
Ah, fantastic. Zinnia, as you finish up your breakfast and gather your things, you head on out to where Hao is. And do you make the steed look similar to a regular horse, or do you not hide the phantomness of your steed?
I think at this point I'm gonna keep it the regular horse, just the big ol' chunky Breath of the Wild style spotted steed.
Beautiful. Zinnia, as you exit the door, a different horse than met you yesterday. This one far more white, with less chestnut on it, but a beautiful, beautiful mane. Hao sits atop with room on a larger saddle this day, since now he's making it with intention to have two of you for a long time on it. Offers a hand up for you to join on the horse.
And yeah, as we set off, I'm gonna quickly just boom tap my head.
There we go.
And to Ren say,
I think we missed you. We're at the Red Wagon. We're headed to Marcus's tower. I remember the directions.
and
Back
then I
to-
boot scoot and boogie off.
Ren and Flint, as you two begin heading to the north. We'll come back to that in a minute. Ren, you hear a message from Hao. Feel free to reply.
you just hear a sigh, an audible sigh, and then Ren just says, "Get here safe."
Ren, you stand with Flint, Robert, and Celine. What happened? What did you find in there? Where's Marcus? Are we to meet him elsewhere?
It looks, and you can watch as tears come down from Ren's face. He's not here. Can you help me? Can you help me look for him? And
Celine,
Ren's gonna go back in.
with her intuition of, hey, Ren, are you okay? What happened? Speak up, or else we don't know what to do.
I'm gonna hand Celine the note and go back in and start looking for any clues, anything.
sorry. What can I do? As she hands the note off to Flint.
Flint wants to investigate the note. See.
Go ahead and roll me an investigation, my friend.
Right. 22.
22. This parchment is thick, much thicker than you might expect for a normal bit of paper, just for writing the note. Maybe it's meant to be for some sort of augmentation. You've seen this type of parchment in spell books before, but roll me an Arcana check now.
Okay. That's a 23.
23. You used to pass notes like this in class when you didn't want to get in trouble. If you take a large piece of parchment, you can fold it over, mend the seams together, and no one would be the wiser that there is an additional note in here. This is how I used to do it, is you go to the corner, you press a digitation, a small puff of fire, which causes the paper to just pop open immediately, like a map in your hand. A hidden message between the pages.
What does Flint see?
Looking down there, written in runic chalk on the page, paper says, "For those of my friends who are clever enough to figure this out, you know where I'll be. I'm a bit hunted right now, got on the wrong side of the crowd, and I don't think that I'll be returning to my abode anytime soon. Meet me where the bets are placed, and that's where I'll be for the foreseeable future. If this note is still here, then that means, hopefully, I'm still alive."
Flint is going to take the note and grab Celine's hand and go, "Come on, we gotta show Ren this." He's gonna hop through the portal way.
Sorry, what? As you walk into the door, she's like, I could have sworn that and she just follows you, kind of befuddled that you were able to find something. She's like, "No, I looked at that thing up and down." As Ren and Robert are in the room, Ren's still looking around. Robert's like,
Huh. This place looks far bigger than it was. On the outside, he could be anywhere in here. Maybe he's just lost. I'd be lost.
It's pretty big, isn't it?
It is. Do my eyes
deceive me? As then Flint and Celine come walking in through the door.
Flint, you see the same thing, right? This place is far bigger than my eyes would allow me to see outside.
Magic, baby. And Flint's gonna point his fingers, and then he's gonna hold up the note. "Red, my dude, check this out. Check this out." And he's gonna scurry over and kind of gather everyone together to hold out the map.
It's not a map, it's just a note, but it's folded out like one. Yeah,
A note, yes.
Yeah, just
All right.
making sure. Ren, what was described before, you can now read. Essentially, Marcus hid this note here, expecting friends that know him to be able to find it and recognize that he would have placed it here to distract others. Roll me a history check.
That cheeky son of a bitch. History. Do I get a plus to history? Please say yes. No, 0. Okay, 17. I was really hoping to get a really high one.
17. Now, Marcus never invited you to this place. However, you do recall Marcus speaking of a place where he'd go to make bets before in the south side of the city.
And we're on the far north side of the city, right?
Not very far. You're just past the northern circle. You don't even know where in the south side of the city. But you know that it's not here. He wouldn't keep his home so close to something that he would figure to be dangerous for you.
I say we wait here for the other two to get here. That way we can all be together and yeah.
Okay. Then we're going to go back to How and Zania. How, Zania, you know the general direction, though you don't know exactly where. You just know to the north, down an alleyway, and then at some point you're going to turn east. How?
From Ren's memory, because I prodded his brain, I know exactly where the door is.
From Ren's memory, Ren couldn't exactly
Oh,
remember.
that's right. Okay, sorry. I was
No
just double checking, clarifying. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go that general way.
You can always ask for
Um,
directions once you get closer.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna send. I feel like because Ren is there, and in Hao's mind, he like based on the message, either something stressful is happening, or Ren is talking with Marcus because he doesn't really know. So I think Hao's gonna choose Celine to message back and forth of just like a "Can you get us there?" based on description and landmark because she's observant and whatnot. So, just gonna be back and forth like back path, and Hao's gonna reiterate that to Zinnia, while also oh, I guess we didn't talk about and this is I guess a question, Jack. Did you use the second scroll?
I did
Okay.
not.
Okay. Um uh yeah. And then Hal's just gonna reiterate to Zinnia that everything that's going on as we're tricking and trucking, clipping and clopping.
Okay. My lord, these are coconuts. As the two of you begin to ride to the north and slowly heading to the east, you're starting to hear a bit of rain, or not hear, feel a bit of rain fall down. The thunder is getting a bit louder. It's rolling from the distance and coming in a bit sooner than you were really anticipating it to do so. So as you're riding, you're starting to get a bit wet, and it's a bit uncomfortable. You start seeing people leave and exit the streets and head to their homes here. Though you do see, as you're riding, just looking up at the sky, you see a lot of people heading down from the tops of buildings to get away from the high parts of the city as you're going over. It's not raining very heavy, but the sky is beginning to be very, very dark as thunder kind of rolls across the sky. You head on to the northeast, conversing with Celine, kind of saying, okay, now we're here. What should we be looking for? What do we see? And she says, hold on, I'll be right back. She runs up to where the stairs are and opens the little latch. She says, you could... hey! Before, as you're about to ride by, you hear Celine yell out Zinnia with your higher perception score, and you see her waving through a trapdoor in the wooden floor below.
Hey, how? Sling.
Oh, okay.
And I'll just turn around and make that horse boot scooting boogie on up.
Heading on over. The Red Wagon Inn could only afford coconuts in place of horses. I love it. As how you and Zinnia approach the small little latch, she opens it all the way and says, he wasn't here, but supposedly Ren might be able to find where Marcus is to the south. Are you all right? Everything, we weren't expecting to lose you for so long.
You kind of left us.
Truly? You think we left you? You're the ones who ran into the city.
Oh, right.
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 Right. Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
yeah, we...
Sorry. Well,
Celine, we should give you a recap.
Come, Ren, Flint, Robert. They're here.
Bring them in here. Get them
Come.
out of the.
Yeah. Come on, come down. She holds the little trapdoor open for you to walk down the stairs and underneath the city. Zinnia and Hao, you didn't even know that these existed to be able to go underneath the city.
Interesting.
so strange.
Do you hop
Yeah,
off the horse
honestly.
and go down, or?
Yeah, make the horse disappear, and then I'm gonna use prestidigitation, so these like whispers like brush past Zinnia and just like get all the water and stuff off her, so she's not as cold as we go in.
As you close the trapdoor, the rain no longer able to go through the floor. Zinnia, you're suddenly hit with a gust of wind as Hao dries the entirety of the water off of you, and then followed by himself as you walk down. You see there's a large stone column and a field of them holding up the city from below. One of them that has the doorway, which Ren, Flint, Robert are sitting outside of, waiting for you all to come into what is Marcus's abode here. As you approach, you see a large pseudo study with chairs and books strewn out, with them thrown all over the floor, papers kind of crumpled and thrown around as if somebody had ransacked this place looking for something. And you see Ren, Flint, and Robert sitting inside as the three of you now approach.
Hal's gonna look at Ren.
How you holding up, handsome?
Ren's just eating some nuts.
So
Stress
method.
eating. And I'd really like to find him. Apparently he used to you're so good. He used to go to a place where he would bet. And he would never let me go, but apparently that's where he is. But I don't know where that is.
Interesting.
Can Flint recall from his past experience of Kern of ever stumbling through an area like that?
Go ahead and roll me a history.
That's a 9.
9. There's lots of places to place bets in Kern. It kind of depends on what he's talking about betting on. You might know more then, but other than this, perhaps there's just a horse race to the south.
Flint, Ren, you said Marcus was betting? Do you know what he was betting on?
No. Like I said, it was something he wouldn't really tell me about, but
Flint's gonna walk up to Ren and see that he's sad, and he's gonna put his hand on his shoulder and go, "Well, I'll bet we'll find him, man.
want some nuts?
Oh, love some." He's gonna reach his hand out and
It's a nice plethora of like walnuts and cashews and things.
I can't even give you a
Thanks.
GFY. That's just in Flint's character.
Well, all right. Well, should we just... What are we doing? Are we heading that way? What's the plan here?
We gotta figure out where we're going.
Okay. Where are we going? Who do we ask?
You can only trust so many people in this town. I don't know who to ask.
You seem
Also,
very- Good.
oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
Were you the ones that did this to everything? Like, I thought you knew Marcus. Why would you decorate the place like this?
No, it looks
Flint, you have 5.
Something
Rance.
happened for him to not be here. The last time I was here, that lock wasn't there, and that lock wasn't there.
No offense. I'm just wondering, how can someone who cannot help himself help us? I don't want to impose anymore. If he's already in his own troubles, I don't want to give him more.
Maybe you're right.
Ren, Zinnia's not saying we're not going to look for him. I think it's more so if we, while looking for him, should figure out our next steps. Our plan was to go to Zinnia's home with the help of Marcus. And that doesn't seem like something we can do if this is happening. And I'm
True.
sorry, whatever happened, Ren.
Truly, Ren, I don't mean to be offensive here, but we found a note that says he's just elsewhere. You seem very laissez-faire about this. I thought we wanted to find your friend.
You know, when you get really excited for something, and then Ren's just gonna bust out boohoo crying, just like, you know, when you get so excited for something. And then he's gonna just continue eating nuts.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right, all right, all right. You know what? And Robin runs back. Probably did this, like you said, on purpose, and maybe we can help him. We start shit wherever we go, and maybe we can start shit that will distract whoever is hurting him. And then distraction.
What
Diversion.
about you? What if Spade sees you?
Not about me. It's not about me right now. We just gotta take one thing at a time.
I almost died to make sure that you got here safe.
Ren, oh no. Oh god. Oh god, thank you. Thank you for that.
It is about you, though. You're the whole reason we're here.
Oh no, I don't like this feeling. I don't like being the center of attention. Ooh, I'm comfy. Uh, one thing at a time. Once we can help the person who can help us, then we can have him help ourselves. All right.
How
Also-
and Flint, while Zinnia and Ren are in the midst of a conversation, I need both of you to roll me a perception check.
I also might have something that could help, but I kind of need some help.
Go ahead, Zinnia. And Flint, what'd you get?
16.
I need reference pictures, maybe, or if anyone can turn into looking like how Marcus looks like. I might have something that can help, but it says I need to be familiar with the creature, quote unquote, and I'm not familiar with Marcus, but if there's anything that can help me be more familiar with him, it might be able to help locate him within 1,000 feet of me.
Oh, like we did for Spade?
Yeah.
As
Not a bad idea.
Zinnia is talking about this, Flint, you see Celine reaching through her pack and searching for something with great intent as Zinnia is trying to figure out a solution here before she suddenly holds up a small ball in her hand before starting to look down into her palm.
Flint's gonna walk over and see if she's trying to do something magical.
Go ahead and roll an Arcana check.
And how long out of character would it take to get to the south side of where we think he could be?
Depends. There's a whole bottom half of the city, which is, if you're looking at the ovalesque part of the city, takes a whole day to get halfway across it, but you're not that far from the center. You know, if you started searching, combing house by house, going up layer by layer, it'd probably take you like 40, 50 years. Not a big deal. Unless you start getting a good place to go, you're going to need some way, like your locate person, to be able to find things a bit quicker. What'd you get, Flint?
Flint rolled a 23.
23. You recognize the orb that she's holding. It's a crystal ball used for divination magics.
What you got there?
This, she kind of pulls you to the side and says, "Don't tell the others, because this could be a bit of a invasion of privacy. But Ren's described Marcus enough and talked about him enough that I thought I might just try and see if I could see him where he's at and find out where he is. But it'll take me some time. Do you think this is worth it, or should I just not?"
I think you should go for it.
All right. I think I have a solution, everyone, that I could try, if you're all right with that.
Anything can help.
Okay. If I just need 10 minutes uninterrupted before she goes and walks into Marcus's home and goes to offer you all to come in and close the door. As you're talking, you can hear the loud sound of thunder and the rain pouring heavily on the street floor above. What's everyone doing?
Before Flint walks completely in, or well, Flint's already inside, right?
If you want to be. She walked in. Is everybody else going inside? Great. Leaving the door open, closing, etc.
Can Flint see completely what's going on underneath, with the column supports? Is this possibly a way to travel through the city underground?
So the supports themselves are all not connected to each other. They are one large column that holds up a lot of the weight from the city, and then maybe 100 feet off or so, there's another huge, large stone column that holds up that weight of that block of the city, and then there's thousands of them underneath the city, but they themselves do not connect to each other.
So it's just one open plain that's underneath the city, correct?
Yeah, so think of Moria, when the Fellowship goes into Moria and they see all those huge columns in there, you're up on one of those columns, and the ceiling would be the wooden floor of the city.
Okay. Flint's gonna walk back in.
Okay. The sound of the thunder is loud. Are you all keeping the door open, closed, etc., for more privacy? What's the plan?
Hal's gonna, but while everyone's shuffling in, Hal's gonna take a sec, look into his book, and then he's gonna snap by the fingers of his hood, be like, "Come on!" And a little silver thread is gonna come out, and he's kind of tugging on it. He's like, "Let go!" And he starts pulling it, and then he's going to start tracing around the door. And I'm gonna cast alarm on the trapdoor area we came in, just so I know, like, if anyone passes in. It's gonna be telepathic, not loud, and it's just to me. And if these guys pass, it's fine, but anyone else.
Okay.
And I'm gonna come back in.
Beautiful. Closing the door behind, alarming it up. There are 4 bolt locks on the side, and now 1 lock on the floor. Are you locking it or just keeping it closed for privacy's sake?
Close for privacy's sake.
Sounds good. I mean, all of y'all are in there. It's not a big deal. Celine sits off into the corner, and she sets the crystal ball on his desk and uses some of the papers to keep it from moving. She goes, I don't have a stand for this, or normally I would try and just use that. Let me see what I can do here. I think I might be able to locate Marcus exactly where he is, and maybe his surroundings could get... Ren, you or Flint are familiar with the city. You could tell me where he's at. And so give me just a moment. I need 10 minutes just uninterrupted here as she pours her hands over the crystal ball. And like those... fusion coil type toys where little lightning begins to stick to your hands if you touch the glass ball on the outside, save there is no glass around this crystal ball. Blue sparks begin to touch Celine's fingers as she focuses her lightning energy onto this crystal ball, and she every now and again whispers, Marcus, tiefling, and just descriptors of Marcus. What is everybody doing while she's casting this spell?
Well,
Staring.
Zania wanted to see what Marcus looked like, so Ren just holds up their hand and an image of Marcus pops up.
Thank you. That's better, actually. She focuses even further. Zania, Flint, how?
Zinnia would be staring in awe at the crystal ball, but then also, oh yes, thank you. And then kind of studying Marcus from like all angles, going from like down, up, everywhere.
It's like the little hologram of the Star Wars.
Yeah.
I was thinking the
It's just
I have the map, Luke.
I am the Senate.
Soon the Jedi will fall.
Help me
Flint's
on
gonna
one-
be
Sorry.
kind of investigating around and possibly seeing if there's anything else of interest in the room.
Roll another investigation for me, and then we'll go to you, Zania.
That's a
number. A 9. You go to look around, but honestly, once you start looking at some of the books, which is the majority of this stuff, it reminds you of school, and it just bores you before you sit back down on a chair and just say, Marcus.
Flint's gonna lightly do a drum beat on his legs to kind of keep him occupied.
You take one of the nearby quills and do the high school like drum type thing with the with the
Right.
quill making the beat. Zania, what were you planning on doing besides taking a look at the hologram?
Just taking a look at the hologram, studying it, and then staring in awe at Celine, maybe like mentally taking notes of what she's doing, but super intrigued.
How?
How's gonna like for like 5 minutes of the channel is gonna give like Ren, anyone listening but Celine, because she's occupied, just a recap of like what Zinnia and my past couple days have been like, how she has the scrolls now to disguise herself. I'm not gonna tell them about Tiny Hut yet because Hal wants to drop that as a surprise later because they've had a rough day and I think Hal thinks that's cool. And then after he does, Hal's gonna like guide himself and kind of seeing like what Flint just did, like looking around Hal's yeah, little guidance, and he's gonna give a little walk around.
As excuse me, Hal finishes up describing his story about halfway through the 10-minute time period is how you begin to walk around. Suddenly you all hear a Market!
Ren, what do we do?
Ren's gonna walk over to the door with Marcus's voice. Hello?
You hear a reply from the other side. It says, Oi! Open up, you purple bastard. Hello there. It says, we hear you're in there. Open up. There is a small peephole with a little metal latch that you could look out if you should choose to.
Instead, I would like to a minor illusion on the other side of the door with a sign that says hello.
So casting outside, creating a hello sign.
Yeah, right in front of the door, like kind of like to where the O is where the peephole would be, so I can like it's kind of like in your face, but I can also like look through the peephole real quick, see who it is.
Okay. So you create a quick wooden sign out in front of it, and then look through the peephole. Outside of your sign, which you know to be an illusion, therefore can see through no problem, you see 4 men standing hands in pockets, all with very unkempt, shaggy brown hair that's long, goes down to their neck. They seem to be half-elven in nature with their sharp ears, though half of them kind of cut and notched underneath the bottom half there. Eyebrows that sink down slowly, almost past their cheeks. They all appear to be wearing heavy leathers and are armed. As they say, you see them talk and say something that is at a whisper, so you can't hear it through the thick door of Marcus's, but you see them. Wizard, come on. I'll make this difficult. Just get out of here.
You tell the TD I ain't got nothing for him.
Don't make us do this, Marcus. Come on.
I'm going to look back to How and message and say, get them ready. This is about to be a fight. And then looking back to the door. No.
I'm gonna cast message back. Can you hold them for 10 minutes?
Doubtful.
Can you try?
Sure thing. You go with what you're doing. I got to figure out what I'm doing.
How is going to drop his book on the ground immediately. I'm gonna start making the dome. I'm not gonna describe it till it's if we make it through the 10 minutes, but you know.
Celine kind of looks up a bit kind of concerned as you're talking, but you're trying to be whispered so they don't know what's going on. So Celine also kind of isn't really sure what's going on, but she's focused on her little orb here. She must have maybe about 3 minutes left or so. As Ren, Flint, Xenia, as How begins to ritually cast a spell, what are you two doing? Or 3 doing?
Xenia, wait, are we relayed the information between How and Ren, or is that all?
I can
How?
mind everybody. So I kind of stated earlier, anytime I send a message to someone, it's sent to everybody, like
Okay.
just to spread it out.
Okay.
Lock the door.
Lock the door. Who is it, Ren? Can I just see?
It's probably bad people that want to murder us. Or Marcus. I don't know. But we're about to find out.
Okay. Well, Xenia is just going to this is gonna be, I'm just gonna start making myself look really disheveled. Like, I'm gonna mess my hair up, my clothes are just gonna be like, out of whack. Maybe hide my shield and my spear somewhere else, and just look disheveled, right? I'm gonna Ren is did you hear my dog?
Yeah.
Oh, he wants to come in.
Oh, let him in. That's how you
All
get
right, all right, all
inspos.
right. Okay. Hi. Come here. Say
Yay.
hi.
Bumper.
Otta! Bug-eyed, like,
Oh my god, it's the internet.
If you don't have inspo, you know you get one.
Oh.
y'all said the Red Wagon Inn wasn't immersive storytelling. Come on. There he is right there in all his glory.
Little
That
Otta.
brave face of...
Real Otta is technically still with you, Zinnia.
Yes. All right. So then I'm gonna have Oda just like start. Ren, are you done? Kind of. No. Okay. I kind of have a plan. It's a little weird. It kind of relates back to a plan that Summer had way in the beginning, where she tried to sell me to somebody, but in a good way, and just for the night, just for the night.
This is all through message. This is how.
Ren, do you have message?
Yeah, I have
Okay,
message.
make a check.
Yeah, I'm messaging back. Like, how is that ever a good thing?
Just for a night.
Much do
So
I
like,
owe you?
can let me just pretend that like I was someone here as that stayed over the night, and Marcus is busy with me, and we're just hanging out, and I just overstayed my welcome, and now I'm gonna walk out and be like, oh my god guys, sorry, I was just hanging out with Marcus, and then have Otta start barking, and then Otta can like, I can pretend Otta messed up the place. I'm like, oh, you can't come anymore, my dog just like messed up the place, like we're just so busy right now.
Zinnia, these are armed men with armor, and they're gonna murder us.
Well,
Hal looks up because like message crossplay and just goes like, Ren, we said we would follow Zinnia's plan. And
Hold on.
Hal just has like a turd eating grin under his mask.
I would say pause on how, because the only reason I can't say that there's a consistent, constant message going through all you is there's a spell literally that's its entire purpose is telepathic link, Rare's telepathic bond. So currently Zinnia is explaining this to Ren.
Okay.
With that being said, hold on. How much do I owe you?
More than you can afford, wizard. Just get out
You
here.
don't know that. How much do I owe you?
One of them pulls out a small little. Roll me an intelligence check, Ren.
Hey, +0. That's a 14. Dude.
14. Pulls something out of his pocket before putting it right back in. Something of which you have no idea what it is.
Huh.
A small little metal device like a locket.
How much do I owe you?
You have until the count of 10, wizard.
Flint,
Marcus, come back to bed.
Hal drops the spell components and just like looks up.
Flint, as you're in the middle of. Tell me what you were in the middle of as Zinnia says this.
Flint was doing a drum beat, and he's just gonna stop and just kind of stare at Zinnia and just kind of like head nod. But he's gonna get up from his chair and start walking towards the door.
Okay,
would
Zinnia, roll me a deception.
Wah. Okay. Fool. Otta. Otta. 14 plus. Please be a plus, not a minus. Oh, +0.
14 plus
Better than
0.
a minus.
You see the 4 men outside through the peephole, Ren. Just kind of.
Marcus, come back to bed. Otta, start making bargain sounds and run around the place.
Okay.
I'm gonna take this moment when Otta's barking to sleight of hand lock all 4 locks using Mage Hand and also.
I literally made the noise of him putting his head up to the door, and so suddenly he hears all the locks.
Well, yeah.
You wizards. Right.
And then I would also like to use prestidigitation to create like it's not non-harmful or anything, but just a dazzling array of sparks from on the other side of the door to just like, nah. I told you, how much do I owe you?
Flint, what are you doing as you walked up to the door?
Flint's gonna walk up and go. He's gonna push Ren to the side, goes, "Rock and roll, baby," and he's gonna look through the peephole and he's gonna cast Erupting Earth through the peephole onto the floor underneath the feet of these assailants.
They are on the wooden platform that leads to the column.
Oh.
So, if you are going to cast Erupting Earth, what you're going to do is blow out the wall in front of you. Because that's the only stone and earth around you. You can still do it, but that's what's going to happen. Your character would be aware of that.
I'm not going to tell you what to do, but don't do that.
That sounds like he's telling you what to do, Flint. Rock and roll.
Hal's already packing up his spell components. He's like ready with tiny hut. Sees Flint walk up.
Flint's gonna do it.
Beautiful. You begin to hear Ren, as you hear the men talking, they say, "Wizard, get your mother out of there," as Flint, you go ahead and cast Erupting Earth.
All right, so I need to.
What is the
roll some
save for
dice.
them? And let me look up Erupting Earth because I have a concern here.
I know we're
It's gonna
under.
take the pillar out. The entire city
Oh,
collapses into
God.
the water. Everyone dies.
Is there any water
yeah.
source that's nearby, Rybo, that we saw coming in?
Hundreds of
There's
feet
one
down.
about, well, at this point you've walked downwards, so it's maybe about 50 feet below you.
Okay. Like a river flowing, or what
It
is
is
it?
the kind of, it's the ocean flowing from north to south or south to north, whatever,
Okay.
below. There is miles and miles of water.
Great. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Awesome.
So,
It's a Dex 14 save.
a fountain of churned earth and stone erupts in a 20-foot cube centered on that point. The center of this, the edge, the only place where there is earth is this stone wall. Beautiful. I'm going to use a collective GFY on all four of you and say that this is hitting everybody.
Flint, why?
So disadvantage on saves.
No disadvantage, just the fact that it is hitting you. So I need dex saves from everybody, including the four people outside. Okay.
All right. Well, I rolled a 14, which passes. So I assume you want me to do a GFY roll again?
Nope. Still only going to take half damage, so not a big deal.
It's Dex save.
Correct.
17.
I rolled,
And what's the DC?
14.
14. Okay.
Flint rolled a
Rolled
7.
9.
9.
9.
Oh, hold on. I forgot two other people that need rolls.
Oh no.
That makes sense. As Strongheart's got it right. So, Flint, as he says, "Get your mother out of there," the man speaking, the one who's been speaking the entirety of this time, is hit directly by a blast of exploding stone that flies off of the column. Immediately as this happens, the magical link keeping this room small from the outside and large on the inside is broken, and all of you are expelled, flying outward, as the room which holds this in is no longer there. You are all now on the platform that they are all standing on. However, who rolled below a 14? That's Flint, Zania, and Robert. And the main person. So, Flint, tell me the damage.
3d12.
3d12. How much damage do we got?
Oh god. Oh Jesus.
24.
Oh, Jesus.
24. Okay. So, if you passed, you only take 12. If you didn't, you're taking 24 points of bludgeoning damage. Give me 2 seconds.
Flint, you asshole!
That is an accurate sound, as those who failed do not land on the platform, but instead begin falling 50 feet into the drink below. As seems like a good enough place for me to roll initiative.
Yeah, that checks.
You all stand on a 5-foot wide set of stairs that spirals is not the right word, as it's a jagged kind of, it does spiral, but it's very Minecrafty in the way that it does, and that it's not really a circle, but it goes up. Currently, the armed men in heavy leathers stand furthest away. Ren, Hao, Celine all stand next to them, but one of the armed men is falling into the drink with Zania, Flint, and Robert below. They are the Wilhelm Bandits, is what their name is. Right, I need initiative roll from everybody, and let's see.
18.
Okay.
Okay, so would you say I have a reaction while I'm falling into the water to cast something?
It will be
or
on
no?
your turn. You are midway through falling.
Okay. All right, all right.
Also, Chad, if you haven't queued up a song for this combat, may I recommend "Angel of the Morning" by Juice Newton, because that's what I'm playing right now. That's what I have in my head. Is there's some slow motion falling and chaos.
Angel
There
of the morning.
goes my hero.
Crashing round me.
Zania, what was your initiative?
8.
8. All right. How? Or no, not how. Flint.
4.
4.
Okay.
How?
22.
Okay. It's gonna go. Okay. So, you all take a sudden huge explosion cacophony of damage. Celine is interrupted from her spell casting and will have to begin anew as she was ejected out onto the platform outside the doorway here. As they were also ejected, all of the books and papers were flown out from here as well. Whatever Marcus had in this room, most of it is falling to the ocean below. Some of it might land on the platform. Who knows? We'll have to see what makes it. As Celine scrambles to see if she can grab her orb before it falls, and she will have to try and do that on her turn. As it is round, it is going to continue roll and try and fall off. At this point, everyone is currently within melee range of the thieves. The only thing behind you is now an exploded hole in the column where there once was a room. You could jump back and attempt to make a jump across a 10-foot chasm to get away from these thieves, bandits, whatever you want to call them. Otherwise, you are stuck in this position unless you try and move past them and up the stairs. How? You start us off.
Okay, so how far have Robert, Zania, and Flint fallen?
They are 25 feet out of the 50-foot drop to the water below.
Am I assuming on their initiative they're going to hit the ground kind of thing?
On their initiative, they're going to have an option to do something before they hit the ground. At the end of their turn, they're going to hit the ground, or the water.
Okay, I'm going to jump off, take my movement, and I'm going to like nosedive to Zania, and I'm going to grab her and thunder step us back up as high as I can go with the 90 feet.
So, seeing the danger around you, you quickly fall onto the wood. You see Zania flying upwards from the blast and down, and rather than waiting, you choose not to and go down with her and catch her very Batman style as you turn and flip and thunder step up. Where are you thunder stepping? You can go 90 feet, so you can go what would be about 40 feet up the stairs if you'd like. Or you can try and be right next to them.
I'm going to go 40 feet up the stairs just because Zania and I both can range cast and stuff.
Okay. Zania, as you're falling, you are suddenly grabbed by the caped crusader of Hao falling downward into grab you as you a familiar a loud thunder crack. You all aren't going to hear it, but everybody on stream is going to hear a literal thunder crack just happened with the rain noises I have playing right at that time. Oh.
Nice.
As
All I hear is Angel of the Morning.
Fly up
Same.
40 feet above where the current melee fighters of Ren and Celine are against these three other thieves, we'll call them thus far. Now, you have a bonus action. Your movement will say is jumping off.
I have a whole invocation for this. Oh no, I used a spell though. Oh, so I can't. There's not a ton I can do as a bonus action, I don't think. Yeah, there isn't. Yeah, Hal when he jumps off, it goes up to Zania.
Don't worry, I've got your back. What's with my voice right now?
But then yeah, popping up, and that's gonna be it for my turn because that's all I can do.
Okay. It's going to go to their turn. As the one falling down into the drink first has a huge bruise and a bloody nose already forming. You can see the drops of blood flying as he's going down. But he takes a dagger out of his side pocket, and like he's stabbing it into the wall as he's falling, a sudden purple gate opens up and he falls through and disappears. The other three, reacting to the explosion, all pull out daggers and rush their way towards Ren and Robert. Two of them are going to rush over towards Ren because you're a big burly dwarf and that's got to be stopped nearly immediately. Are you not a dwarf right now?
I'm a changeling right now.
Are you?
Yep.
Hold on.
Even worse.
Okay.
Because I dropped for him once I got into Marcus's house.
Never mind. Two of them are going to attack Robert, so we'll start on that one first. They take their daggers out and try and almost surround you two on this small little platform. They pull their daggers and rush towards him, trying to stab beneath his heavy armor. One of them connects. Robert pulls out his spear and shield as he's getting up, and they stab right in between his neck and shoulder blade, doing a sizable chunk of damage. Okay. Robert takes another large blow. Robert is not looking too hot after the full erupting earth and the... Oh, Robert is falling. It's Celine that they're attacking. Sorry. Then that means both attacks hit. Thank you for correcting me there. Gigantic Loki. Celine does get hit by both, so hold on. Okay.
I think I saved a thing for this. Fuck! I did. I saved a button for that.
Okay. So that's better for sure, but now Celine is not looking too hot as it goes. She takes two very large hits as she tries to get up, trying to reach for her ball. One of them stabs her right in the hand as it pins her hand down onto the wooden floor below. So the other one kicks her in the kidney, flipping her over and stabs her right in the kidney. You can hear Celine cry out in pain. She's not looking very good at all. But what you hear from the other one here at the top says, "Our lucky day," before he runs up to you and tries to grapple you and stab you in the chest to restrain you. Before he does so, you see him dip his dagger into something on the side of his belt. You hear before he tries to stab you. He's going to try and hit. You actually instinctively put both arms up to block the blow, and you prevent just the tip of his dagger from making it in. Hold on. Nope.
Oh, if that's the case, I'm going to take a reaction and cast shield as well.
Ah, okay. So as he tries to stab you with this one, you're holding his blade at bay here. Yeah, I know. Shut up. That's phrasing. As you're holding his dagger at bay here, he looks at you and says, "Distraction," before he tries to pull another knife from his left hand into your ear. But you quickly cast a magical barrier, preventing the dagger from going into your brain. He seems to know something about what you look like that he does not particularly care for. Ren, it's your go.
I would like to use my bonus action to make my eyes go completely black and look at this fellow right in the face and say, "You done goofed." And I'm going to lean back down to Celine. I'm going to use some sorcery points to do a careful spell. And I'm going to choose a point that is, so how far under the like wooden platforms are we?
About 100 feet.
Like, okay, so we're down a good bit.
Yeah.
Cool. Then yeah, I'm not worried. Flint's already destroyed the house, so yeah, fireball. I would like to do that at third level.
Okay. How? You did mention that you're 40 feet away, so no danger there. As whatever papers were on the ground.
It's a careful spell, so
Oh,
anyone
so you could
that
choose anyway.
Yeah.
So Hal, you and Zania look down and say, all right, let's see what we can do to help them before whatever papers or books landed there on the pathway do not exist anymore as they are blown off, as is the crystal orb that Celine was reaching for when the fireball explodes and the force goes flying. However, the three of them are going to make dex saves, and is Celine, and or not Celine, but they are going to make dex saves. Dude, one of them absolutely fails. I've been getting like nat 1, 18, 19, nat 1, yada yada. A lot of nat 1s there. But roll those d6s.
Ooh. Okay, just off the rip, that was 4 6s.
Ooh, love it.
All right, so that is 6, 12, 18. That's 6, 7. That, my friend, with an extra 5 in there, is going to be 34.
I like it. As you, one of them standing there on the side is wholly invested in attacking Celine as hard as they can. The other two quickly duck and lay to the ground as they see the red bead of fire appear beneath their feet. So they duck onto the ground and are able to withstand some of the blow. However, one of them takes the full brunt of the damage. 34, you said, correct?
Mm-hmm.
One of them, the one that was attacking Celine so heavily, is not looking good at all. And I think... Ren, how many GFYs do you have? You have 3. 3 is my lucky number to do things on.
Speaking of which, I wouldn't have been able to change my eyes because it's an action, so instead I would like to use my bonus action to telekinetically shove the other guy off.
Before
Just
that
as
happens,
yeah.
with one of your GFYs, you might not have to worry about that, as your fireball explodes and the wooden floor beneath you collapses, as there's no point for it to hang on to anymore, and it was freestanding until the fireball begins flying out. Ren, you only have 2 GFYs left, but now you and the other 3 thieves and Celine are free-falling down to the drink below.
Cool. I would still like to use a bonus action to telekinetically shove one guy down further.
It's just like you're both drowning in the ocean, but you're like, no, you drown first. But you're currently falling. Yeah, I like it. So with the bonus action, is it a strength save?
I would say yes. It is a strength save on that.
He fails it.
Awesome.
So he goes, how many feet?
It's just 5 feet down, an additional 5 feet faster towards the ground.
I love. How many GFYs do you have? Is a McFreakin threat. McFreakin threat is my favorite term right now. Right, yeah. So you push him down further, hoping that maybe you'll even land on him on the way down into the drink below. With that, that's going to be all that you can do on your turn. Robert is currently falling. There's nothing Robert can do here. He has no choice but to fall into the water. He is going to try and brace himself to where he can hold his lungs to get an advantage on his athletics check to swim, because Robert normally has disadvantage with his heavy armor. So Robert is going to cancel that out as he falls into the drink. An athletics check. Robert starts trying to doggy paddle and is barely able to keep himself up here. It's going to go to Celine, who is now currently falling, as she has been getting stabbed continuously by these thief people. She has a few options that she can do, but currently, right now, mostly she wants to shocking grasp the person who has his dagger inside her kidney. So she's going to reach out and grab the metal on his hand and shocking grasp him. So he pulls his hand away, leaving the dagger inside Celine as she grabs the metal, shocking herself. Luckily, as a Tempest Cleric, it doesn't hurt her that bad, but it does kind of numb the pain in her kidney as she misses with her attack and falls into the drink. Gonna make an athletics check. Celine comes up, luckily barely able to keep herself up here with the pain she's experiencing through her side. Zania, you sit 90 feet above the water below. You're currently watching all of your friends except Hal fall downwards.
So the water, is there some type of ledge or beach or something that it leads to, or is it just straight north-south?
Roll me a perception.
Come on, perception. 12 plus 6, 18.
18. You look around. There are a few columns that do have small little stone areas that are at water level for boats that need to come bring stone from one place to another to do repairs on. There is one 5 columns down, which is the equivalent of 500 feet.
And everyone is falling in the water except How and I?
Correct.
How, I thank you for what you did, but I think we need to join them.
Yep.
Okay. We're going to dive down to join the closest group. How spread out is everyone in the
They are all
water?
falling in the exact same place, actually.
Okay, great.
The only people who haven't landed yet is Flint and the thieves.
All right. As we are falling, I am going to put my hands together and I'm start to move like Katara, and I'm going to cast control water around all of us.
How far away is control water?
300 feet.
Oh, perfectly. So as Zinnia, you say, we need to go before you dive head down, and you begin casting control water as it bubbles below. What are you doing with the water?
I'm going to redirect the flow.
Ah, smart. Trying to get it over towards that ledge?
Yes, please.
Sounds good. As you're heading down, you'll land on your next turn at the start of it, as you're
Okay.
currently falling, but you're diving, so you're going as quickly as you can. As the water pushes now off towards the east, towards another ledge that you might be able to land on and then climb back up. So those of you in the water begin to feel yourself involuntary, even if you are holding yourself up, flying eastward as the water is pushed gently. Well, not even gently, heavily that direction. Okay. Anything else you're doing? I don't think that there would be, but
Nope, that is it.
Flint, what are you doing? Before you hit the ground, you see all the other friends falling right near you.
Can Flint see the crystal ball falling?
Roll me a perception.
Um, 3.
3. There's so many water droplets in the air at this distance where the crystal ball is falling and the explosion of the fire. You couldn't make it out if you tried.
Then Flint is going to cast catapult of one of the falling rocks in the direction of the thieves at 2nd level.
I
He's
love
going to
it.
try and hit them while they're falling down.
That's so rad. So you reach out with magic and throw it like an earthbender, trying to knock one out of the sky before it hits the water. Go ahead and roll your to hit with catapult.
Right. That is a... Let's see. That is a 12.
12. As you throw the rock, you're just falling so heavy. You try and hit one of them, but you splash into the water before you're quite able to get the magical spell off, and then the ball of the stone hits, and like any good action movie, you suddenly feel all the bricks slamming into the water below. You're unable to hit them out of the air.
I'm gonna try and swim up to the surface.
Roll me an athletics check.
All right. An 11.
11. You are barely able to do so. You feel yourself involuntarily moving eastward, but you get up onto the surface of the water and see your friends nearby and the thieves falling above you. Anything else you're doing? I don't know if CMC Candles is saying like, help, party's dying.
I think they might want to know all the commands and whatnot.
I got it. Anything else, Flint?
Flint's just gonna go, ah! And that's his turn.
All right, we're going back up to How. How, you just saw Zinnia jump down and you see the current of water pushing them eastward. What are you doing?
That's a very good question. Thank you for asking me. I've had all this time to think about it, and do I have an answer? Absolutely not. I'm gonna try and find Celine's orb first and foremost.
Roll me a
'Cause
perception. See if you can see it falling out of the sky.
That's good. And we're underground, right? This isn't direct sunlight.
Correct.
Okay, fantastic. 19.
19. You do see the sparkling ball as it's hitting the water. You know exactly where it dropped. It's going to sink. It is a crystal ball, but you know where it dropped and could make an effort to get it.
Yeah. Oh man, that changes things. Now I know it's hit the water. That does make sense though. Yeah, I'm gonna jump. I'm going to. I'm gonna check a wording thing.
No worries.
Is help action is within 5 feet, correct?
Correct, unless you're a rogue, a mastermind rogue.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So I'm not within 5 feet of anyone. There's no thieves up on this platform anymore, right? Basically everyone but me is in a free fall currently.
Roll me a
Or in the
history
water.
check.
A history check. 13.
There are 3 thieves in the water of the 4 that were originally on the platform, but there are none around you.
Okay. Interesting. Oh right, because Buddy did the door thing. Yeah, I'm gonna leap towards the orb on the way down. Yeah, I'm gonna take the dodge action, just in case somebody wants to catch hands. And then whatever thief I see, I go,
Doesn't take much to shake someone down for money. But then again, you don't seem like much at all.
can you roll a wisdom save for vicious mockery?
Let me double check. So you're casting a spell, or are you jumping downwards and casting a spell?
I'm jumping, like I'm using my movement to step off the thing, using vicious mockery, or I'm using vicious mockery while they're falling, then jumping, and then I'm gonna be using the dodge action to ready myself because I have the invocation for
To do it as
vicious
a
mockery
bonus.
as a bonus.
So,
Yeah.
as you go to jump off, you suddenly feel an immense pain in your kidney as flitting back into the visible spectrum, a dagger stabs you in the side. You take...
Did he appear as I was jumping, or did he appear before I was jumping?
He makes the opportunity attack as you move, so it's as you're going down.
Oh, okay.
So you're going to take 21 points of damage.
Whew, boy. Then I guess if I can direct my vicious mockery, it's gonna be at this guy.
So as you're falling, so you're going to be jumping down, and you turn back and you yell at him. What's the save again? Is it wisdom?
It's wisdom 15. For this one, instead, it's gonna be like,
Takes a lot to stab someone in the back.
As he looks down with his critical hit and flips you off and says, "But it doesn't take much to die," as you fall down into the are falling down into the brink.
oh, he nat 20'd the save. Damn.
He did.
Oh well, that sucks. Yeah, I'm just gonna hit the water.
Okay. On your next turn, starting it, you will hit the water. As it goes to their turn, the 3 thieves that are nearby all slam into the water nearby everyone and are dragged eastward. 2 of them come upwards, landing right next to... Let's see. There's currently 5 people in the water. One of them lands right next to Flint. The other one right next to Celine. As the third one lands into the water, and you don't see him come right back up immediately. That's the one that Ren pushed down and is currently like drowning their friend in the water. Like, haha. He does not resurface yet. But the one that lands right next to you, Flint, comes up before going to try and stab and attack you. That is a hit, unless you have a reaction to try and prevent it. The other one's going to attack Celine.
I do not.
Okay. So that is a hit on Flint and a hit on Celine. Luckily, there's not much way they can get super advantage here on you all, so you don't take a terrible amount of damage. You take 9 points of damage, and Celine takes 8 points of damage. But Celine is putting a lot of blood in these waters below. As the one up at the top jumps towards you, Hal, dagger out and slamming down in an attempt of pulling the Gandalf Balrog attack against you, as it's going to make a dived attack. Okay. With its first hit, you see it coming, and you absolutely grab its hands before the blow is able to land against you with his dagger. Roll me a perception real quick.
22.
22. It's a mighty fine dagger he has in his hand. As he pulls out another small one and goes to stab you in the kidneys. He does so, but it's not a grand blow like the other one would have been. So that's 7 points of damage your way.
Okay. Double checking, you rolled at disadvantage because the dodge?
I did not, actually. Still hits. But
Fair enough.
Thanks for the honesty. Right. It is going to go to your turn, Ren.
Right before I hit the water, I would like to flop onto my back and and launch a fireball at How, and use some sorcery points.
That's the end of
to
that
make
sentence,
it
right?
Yeah, no. I'm adding sorcery points for a careful spell and centered on How. Fireball.
As you're falling, you create a small bead that how you see like right in between this guy's eyes as you're like, what the fuck, before boom, an explosion mid-air. He's gonna roll to try and save.
How, knowing, like, seeing this, like, multiple times, How just gets a horrible grin on his face and does the, you got a little itch on your nose? And then right when he scratches it, it goes off.
27. That's going to be 29.
Okay. 29. He has a nat 1 on that. As he goes, what? Before he explodes, as How distracts him thoroughly. How, this forces you to land into the water before your turn even begins. So the blast throws you down, but it doesn't hurt you at all. However, it kind of that shockwave effect, it hits him and he almost floats in the air for a little bit longer before he'll land in the water at the beginning of his next turn. He takes a sizable chunk of damage from that. All right. Ren, as you explode it, you don't even see the extent of the damage before you hit the water below and need an athletics check.
Athletics. I'm not good at that. -1. Hey, that's going to be an 8.
8. Ren, you begin feeling yourself pulled eastward. Because of the heavy current, you're unable to get yourself up to the surface. You're going to need to by next turn. You hit that water pretty hard. You did not prepare for the breath.
Gotta save my friends first.
Of course. It's going to go to Robert's turn. He's finally able to do something here now that there's people nearby. Though you were all getting pushed eastward, he is going to swim over to the thief that is attacking Celine and try and do something very similar, but in his version of dunk. He's going to take his spear and try and pull it on the guy's back on the guy's neck to bring him under the water. It's flavor for him attacking twice with the spear in the water. Robert shall smite for Chatter, the god, with his attacks. So his spear pulls. Would this be good? Yeah, it'd be good. You all can begin to hear the crack of the wood on Robert's spear. You're not sure if it's the spear or the bones in this man's neck, as he not only hits him twice, unleashes 2 smites into him. Okay, all right, I don't need to roll more. As Robert, you begin to hear something crack. You can hear what sounds like the splintering of wood before you hear a final, and you think his spear breaks before he lets go of the spear and begins trying to swim over to help the one that you're fighting, Flint. That man looked to be in pretty good health, too. It's going to go to Celine's turn. Celine, seeing you cast Control Water, thinks you've got the situation handled to get you out of there. So she's actually going to upcast Cure Wounds on herself here, as it's definitely got to... Or actually, she's going to Healing Word herself with a bonus action instead. Not great. She's still bloodied, but healed. As with her full action, instead she is going to try and Shocking Grasp this man one more time. Actually, that's not the one next to her. So instead, she's going to do something very fun, which is a mechanic we have yet to explore in this game. She's going to cast Lightning Bolt on the one that is next to Flint.
Bye, Flint.
He fails his dexterity save. It's magical lightning. It's not going to immediately zap you just by being next to him. However, he is considered drenched. He's going to take double damage from lightning-based effects.
Yeah.
Cool.
I remember this Lord Forge.
Yeah. Okay. He has evasion, so he reduces it by half, as they are all rogues. However, it does go back up with the doubling, and so he takes 31 points of damage. This guy is barely standing. You can hear and smell the singed hair coming off the top of him. Flint, you brace yourself, preparing for the lightning to hurt you, but you're barely able to avoid the magical lightning. You think maybe it was that Celine was able to prevent it from hitting you, but she begins floating backwards through the water, nothing directly near her to where she can be attacked by it, since Robert took care of that one. Zinnia, it's your go. You splash into the water. Go ahead and roll me an athletics check.
All right. Yeah. Athletics. 14.
14. Cat, you don't like water, but you're able to swim in it, no problem here. As you continually move the water further. Is this a concentration spell that you're working on here? Let me look up Control Water.
Is.
Okay. Let's see if it requires you to keep doing something every turn. Or you may know that more than I do.
First time each turn. No, that's for Vortex. Maybe not for redirecting flow.
No, yeah, it just changes the whole flow. You're good, so you can keep doing
Yeah.
stuff. You just have that concentration.
Yes. Oh, I can, as an action, I can repeat the same effect or choose a different one, but I'm going to keep redirecting flow.
Okay, sounds good. Keeping everything moving to the east.
Yep. And you know what? If I can see Robert drowning a little bit, I'll like move my fingers to try to make the flow underneath him up, so he's not drowning. Okay, go Robert, go.
He's doing okay. He's not necessarily drowning. He's holding his own here.
Okay. Phew. Yes. Let's go. Just redirecting everyone.
Okay. Well, you don't have to use the action, so you still, it's already going in the direction that you want to, so you can do something on your turn if you'd like with your action.
Who's near me? I guess just how?
So that would be everyone's near you. You jumped off. You're kind of all moving in one group over to the east, as you're kind of trapped in your newly created river flow.
Great. Is anyone any baddies near me?
Yes, there is. There's one still falling as he just got blown up by a fireball. One under the water, which you actually don't know where he is located, but there's one right nearby Flint, which is not too far off from you. With your athletics check, you could easily kind of scooch over and be in melee range if you'd like.
I will. Actually, no. I'm actually pretty hurt. I'm just gonna stay away. I'm gonna stay away. And you're gonna redirect. I forgot. Yep. Done.
Okay, Zinnia, you just continually redirect the flow further to the east. You could cantrip if you'd like. Just throwing that out there.
Oh, I can cantrip. Well, then I would like to Sacred Flame.
Do it. Go ahead and the one next to Flint, I assume, or the one in the air?
Whoever's more hurt, that way we get him down. Dex 14 save, please.
It's definitely going to be the one next to Flint. However, with their nat 20 on the save, you try and light the water from beneath with the sacred flame, but unfortunately, because the flow is going so quickly, it immediately douses the flame below.
All right. That is it.
did your best. Stopped in at 20. Right. So it's going to go down to Flint. The one next to you is looking very, very hurt.
Just boop him. Bad.
Flint's gonna take out a metal rod from his person, and he's going to kind of flick his wrist, and 2 axe blades are gonna kind of like crackle out, and he's gonna take a whack at the thief.
Do it. Go ahead and roll your hit.
All right. So
Howard looks intrigued.
Yeah, it's like this guy just is Darth Mauling him and just acting like it's like, yeah, it's whatever.
It's
you
what
know?
I do.
and the color is orange.
O-ring.
Orang.
Oranga.
Orang.
Naranja.
You rolled a 10.
You rolled a 10?
Mm-hmm.
Like with your bonuses, or that was the natural roll?
Oh, with the bonus. And wait, what does this use? I'm assuming my strength.
There was a specific thing about it in the item description that you got.
Unfortunately, it was a homebrew item and it didn't let me add it to the thing, but I believe it was what, Constitution?
Yeah. It lets you use your spellcasting, which so does Geomancy.
Oh, 16 then.
16 is exactly what you need, actually.
Oh, wonderful.
Roll your
All
damage.
right. This bad boy. I'm gonna take 4 bludgeon.
Or as you pull out
sorry,
the-
5. There's
a near best descriptor could be a lightsaber, but you know, as this axe head comes out of this metal pole, you see this man drowning as he's trying to stab you. He pulls his blade back, but you quickly, since we're going lightsaber style, take your axe and cut his hand off. As he says, "No, it's not true," before you hit him right between the neck and shoulder blade, and he falls down into the drink below. Of course, no blood comes out because this is PG, and I mean the weaponry cauterizes the wounds immediately.
And Flint's gonna yell out, "Come hell or high water!"
Suddenly, a blade of water disappears as your axe hits it before quickly reforming and floating off the other direction. Steam shooting upward. He's down and dead. Good job.
Yay!
There are only 2 left. What are you doing?
Flint. So how far away am I from the column that the water is rushing us east towards?
Hold on. I'm being told GFY. I don't understand why here. I thought this was all...
It was good until you kept adding on.
I'm at 8 GFYs.
You need to learn to stop. Just like Flint does.
I'm at 8. You still have a bonus action or a movement if you want to try and make yourself go further and get towards the little platform there.
Okay. Flint is gonna take his movement towards the platform.
Okay. So you're going to try and be at the head of the pack here. You're now away from this group of people. How? It's your go. As the water has been rushing and you're now back on the start of the turn, y'all are about 400 feet away from this platform to land on at this point.
So when I hit the water, am I already underwater from like me being basically torpedoed?
I'll need an athletics save from you, or a check. Forgot since you got fireballed and pushed further down, we need that to start now.
Sorry, not sorry.
No, that's fair. I have a -1 to that.
Oh, me too.
So that -1's gonna make that a whole 15.
15, you fall under, but push yourself up just with a bit of magic, just to where you can float up to the top. You see,
Oh, I don't want to float up.
You control your speed underwater, is what I said.
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you, but I was like,
No, you're good.
I want to go for the orb. And once I'm within like 30 feet of the orb, I'm gonna grasp it with mage hand, baby.
As you fall into the water, the drink is actually pushing you away. as the ball floats kind of at a downward angle, it's able to kind of, physics of the water kind of goes around the orb as it's this heavy thing falling where you're kind of floating. So you're going away from it. I need you to make another athletic save, one that was able to control yourself, but to kind of go against the current here, to get just in range, just to grab it with a mage hand.
7, not great.
7.
Yeah.
Your mage hand quickly tries to grasp it, but it's just out of range. You can see its fingers kind of push against it as the ball floats downward. You might be able to try again next round. You got a good breath, so you can be underwater for another turn before there's going to start being things happening to you as you hit the water.
And can I see in the water where I am? Can I see Buddy that's like was just above me attacking me?
You're focusing on the mage hand. You look up, kind of like since you're going and diving further down underwater, you can see a little dot above you, floating downwards. Like if you're in a pool and somebody's about to jump overhead, right? You can see a little dot, and it's kind of a mirage version of him as it's getting bigger, heading towards where you're at.
Okay. So to test the range on Mage Hand, did I have to cast it, or was I just trying to shoot? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then never mind. I can't do that. So I'm just gonna use whatever movement I have and whatnot, and just keep treading water, trying to stay underwater. And if you need my con mod for anything,
you're good right now.
Con of 1.
Con of 1. Right. So as you also breath time in minutes, that would mean the average person can hold their breath for 10 minutes. That ain't the case. I
think they mean the modifier.
Oh, the modifier.
Yeah, the modifier. Yeah.
The average person could hold it for a minute.
But like you were saying,
if you're a barbarian,
this is rapid water.
Yeah, the point of this is you're all hitting the water pretty kind of unwillingly here, and it is as
this
if you're
isn't like
in rapids.
It's more of a
Yeah, exactly. This is kind of a obstacle that you're going around. Think of this as a pseudo trap. Right. So you're casting the mage hand, and was there anything else that you were doing?
Nope, that's all I can do.
Okay. It is the thieves' turn. As there was one who was drowning under the water, he quickly comes up. He looks over, and the closest person to him is Ren. Ren, this is the one who grappled you and tried to stab you. And says, he looks at all his friends dead. He says, he's going to rush over, and he's going to...
I'm still underwater.
What's up?
Am I not still underwater, like drowning almost?
Correct. He was underwater too, so he did see you.
Okay.
So
Cool.
he's going to look at all of you then, or he's going to go underwater and try and do some stuff to you. So he swims under. As you see him rushing towards you, you're trying to get yourself up, but now you're fighting against him as he's going to try and grapple you under this water. So go ahead and roll me a strength save, or an athletics check against Fizz.
Oh, that's not bad. It's too bad I get a -1 on that. That's a 14 now.
14. Let's use them up. GFY.
Try me! That's a critical fail!
As you're underwater, he quickly does the arm under and one under your arm here and pushes with his feet to resurface up, holding you and grappling you in the water as he holds a knife to your throat and says, "Anybody attacks me, I spill the changeling's blood." As the other one now slams into the water very unwillingly after being hit by a fireball, Ren. As he's going to roll his athletics. He quickly resurfaces before... Who was it that was trying to get further ahead? That was Flint, correct?
Yes.
You see him take his dagger and pull it, another portal as he swims through it, and he appears next to you and goes for an attack with his dagger. What is Flint? Your He barely misses, actually. You are surprised by this as he comes around, and it would have been a very devastating blow before you turn around and just barely duck under the water, making it hard for him to find where you're at as he stabs quickly at the surface of the water. You do not want to get hit by that dagger. Roll me a perception check while you're at it.
Okay. That is a 20, unnatural 20.
Ooh, that's a nice looking dagger he's trying to kill you with. Couldn't help but notice while he's stabbing you. It's going to go to Ren, your turn, as you are grappled by this man.
Cool. I'm going to use the last bit of my sorcery points. Fuck this dude. Boom.
You gonna
And
fireball?
use my last 3rd level spell slot and fireball this dude wrapped around my neck and fireball himself.
Is
Be gone, thought.
how many people does Careful Spell protect, or is it all that you choose?
Careful spell does up to 5. No, 4. Up to 4.
Okay, that is. So you're gonna have to pick one of your friends who's gonna be affected by this spell.
Flint.
Flint is actually the only one who can't be, so it's gonna be Robert, Celine, Zinnia, Hao, or yourself.
How am I
Myself.
affected if I'm underwater?
It's
This is
magical
a
fire.
magical fire. It's the explosion, not the fire.
I
that
choose
hurts
myself.
Oh, I guess it's huge.
Yourself, Ren. So, like a martyr that you are, you choose to take the full brunt of the blow rather than your friends. As you look at him and you say, "Fuck you," before a small bead appears on your cheek. He looks at you concerned after seeing this happen multiple times now.
Oh no. Oh no, oh no.
As you're both
6.
grappled, both of you make this deck save at disadvantage, Ren.
3, 4, 5. There are 5 6s. And there is a 2, a 3, and a 3. 30, 33, 36, 38. 38.
38.
This man never existed.
As he holds on to you,
And I got a 3 on my deck save.
you take all 38 points of fire damage.
I'm out. I'm done.
Oh, okay. Ren disappears as this explosion happens. You all brace yourselves, and suddenly Ren is not there. Ren has been pushed down into the brink as this man chose to use your body almost like somebody selfishly would being drowning and push off of you to get away and dunk down into the water, preventing some of the damage that would happen to him. As he's a rogue, he's very clever at doing that, and he's got evasion. So he is barely up. But he is, in fact, up. Come on. Right. Ren, you're not having a good time. As it's going to go to Robert and his turn. Robert, seeing you disappear, is going to go underwater and roll an athletics save at disadvantage to see if he can help you. With disadvantage, he rolled 2 18s. Robert thinks nothing of himself. He uses the weight of his heavy armor to go down into the water to try and help his friend. As he does so, he goes through and sees you falling down, and he quickly grasps onto your shirt and casts Lay on Hands. He's going to heal you for 20 points.
Oof.
That's going to go to Celine. It's her turn. She is... Yeah, the one who tried to get away from you. She's not... well, doesn't matter. Right. Celine begins to try and swim over to him and grab him with her shocking grasp. But he is apparently an adept swimmer, and he quickly runs away from her as she's struggling to keep herself up. She's going to make a save. Celine is able to keep herself up. Zinnia, it's your go.
Okay, after having a mini heart attack seeing that happen, I'm still going to push us in that direction. Is there one more baddie left?
There are 2. There's one barely alive that Celine is chasing after, like a game of tag, and one near Flint.
We will get the one that's barely alive with Sacred Flame.
it!
Dex 14.
Fails that save.
Heck yeah! Wah. Oh, 10 points of radiant damage.
Ooh.
Oofda.
As Celine tries to grasp at him, he quickly goes down under the water before Zinnia, you focus your magic, and like the bubbles that you hear come up and pop, you hear nothing but the sound of someone burning and screaming beneath the water as it goes up, coming out from the top. It is a horrific sound, but you don't see him returning to the surface.
All right. Just keep moving.
Okay.
Just keep moving.
Gonna keep pushing us. Y'all are about 300 feet away from the ledge at this point, at the end of Zinnia's turn. Flint, there's a man trying to stab you with a very shiny dagger.
Flint is going to cast Scorching Ray at the man.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to hit. Actually, roll me an athletics check first.
Athletics check first. Heard. A 5.
5. You begin falling underwater. You can still cast an attack, but next turn, if you don't regain your swimming footing, you're going to start having some consequences.
He's going to shoot those rays like a shotgun at that guy.
Do it. All 3 of them. Roll to hit 3 times.
All right.
Actually, he is in... Well, no, you're going down underwater. He's not in melee range now.
Okay. The first one is a 14.
14 misses. The first shot, you all see Flint drown underwater before a jet of fire slams into the floor above, which is the ceiling for you all at this point.
The second one is a 19.
Does hit. And roll the third hit before we roll damage.
You got it. That is a 12.
12. Another 12. So 2 jets of fire go flying off like a V as they slam into the floor ceiling above. But you see steam immediately fly off, and you hear the other thing yelling out in pain. As go ahead and roll your damage.
Yeah. So the damage is going to be this guy. That is a 7.
7. Okay. Even with the the old floor ceiling, with the water around, your magical fire singes going up his leg, trying to basically burn him into a cripple to where he's not able to walk or swim. You're trying to basically rip his entire leg off with flame, but he is still holding strong here. But he is not looking very hot anymore. Though hot, he is being burned by fire. Anything else that you're doing with your bonus action?
Yes. I am going to use my bonus action of a tavern brawler, and I'm going to try and grapple him and pull him under water.
Being that I just said that you weren't in melee range to prevent you from having disadvantage.
Yes, of course.
No. You can do it, but I'll have to make you make an athletics check.
Do it. Do it.
Let's do it.
Oh, no.
A 16.
16. Okay. You grab him by the foot as you all hear him as he suddenly disappears underwater about 60 feet away from all of you. Okay. We're going to go back up to How. It's your turn. You see the man disappear off to the side. You're currently underwater. You can see he and Flint grappling underwater as you're still possibly trying to go for the orb. What's the plan?
I'm gonna first, because I can see them, I'm gonna viciously mock that dude. So that's a wisdom save of 15. Because I've got mage hand up, so I can keep that going.
What do you say underwater?
You might be good at jumping through portals, but my man there, he rocks.
He did save, so all he hears underwater is...
Cool. Vicious mockery proving to be super helpful right now.
I have been on fire or not on fire. It's been all ones or 17, 18, 19.
I'm gonna keep swimming because I've had 0 impact so far. So
You can still do an action. If you're going to try and swim and get closer to the orb, let me know. Or if you're going to try and just... All right, screw it. I
That's
need
what
to
I'm doing,
surface.
yeah.
Okay, roll me an athletics check.
cool. That's a natural 1.
Sounds good. The orb is officially out of reach at this point, unless you choose to use a spell to get yourself closer. You see it begin to fall further to the brink below.
I'm gonna use my full movement and keep swimming myself deeper, and then I don't, because I used my action and bonus. Or wait, was it my? Yeah. What did it take an action for athletics, or was that my movement?
That's your movement. If you have an action, if you want to thunderstep and get even closer, you could thunderstep and get to it right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna burn my last spell, and I'm gonna thunderstep to the orb.
Be aware.
I-
You're underwater, and we were saying, second turn underwater, you're going to start taking some ill effects, and I'm going to have you do some con saves, and you're choosing to thunderstep further down underwater. If you're good with
Orb is
that,
more
go for
important.
it. Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. You thunderstep immediately to the orb, 90 feet further down at a diagonal to immediately grab it. When you do so, you teleport it right, and you hold your hands like this, ready to occupy it, because you know your thunderstep might send it flying off further. So you immediately grab it. As above, people see almost like when Mythbusters do an explosion underwater, a quick as the water comes up, as you quickly grab the orb. No problems at all. I need a con save from you.
Fair enough. I'm gonna roll inspo on that,
Okay.
because that was a 2. I'm gonna roll inspo on that because that was a 7.
That's both your inspos?
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, worth it.
Oh my god.
And then Rybo comes in with a GFY.
Nah, I'm saving those.
That's a 3.
Okay.
I
You know,
didn't roll anything above a 10.
the
with
dice want it to be that way
+1.
sometimes.
I'm out of inspo. Cool. Love it.
Wasn't my dice, right? Right?
No, it was the beautiful jade dice, the jade ivory, the special dice that I won in my first episode visiting the Red Wagon Inn. Wow, look at them shine. Look at them
It brought
shine.
you into the world and it can take you back out.
How?
I'm just gonna check. I'm gonna check Drew's dice, what they would have given me. Cool, that's a natural 20.
Should have been using them. I don't
hate
know what to tell
Dungeons
you.
and Dragons.
You take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as the water begins to fill your lungs.
Cool.
It's the thieves' turn. Flint, you grapple him and pull him underwater. He's not very appreciative of it. Okay. He's unable to... roll me an athletics check.
That's an 8.
He's unable to break free of your grapple and is drowning. Next turn, he's going to have some serious consequences. But with this being that you're stuck onto him, he's going to attempt to stab into your hand. So that's a nat 20, baby. Unless the chat wants me to GFY. Just saying. I'll wait to see.
No, we got a one-shot Castigon.
No. Don't do it, chat. Don't do it.
Okay. Seeing what chat says, but that is going to be 37 points of damage coming at you.
Flint is a pinhole right now.
As he step. He basically goes up your arm until there's not enough muscle left for you to hold on. Are you still up?
No.
Flint, you are underwater, currently drowning. That's not good for your death save situation, as it's going to go to Ren, your turn. Ren, you just got healed by Robert, but you're currently underwater. Need you to make an athletics check to see if you can get back to the surface.
Also, side note, totally forgot that I have friends around me. And so I have more sorcery points than I thought I did.
Hey, check out the Untamed Love Sorcerer class when my book comes out.
Wait. Oh, cool. Sorry.
And Geomancer, where you can get stabbed like crazy in the arm.
Whoa, and Whisper's Warlock, where you can drown.
And Whisperer Paladin. And, 2 Tempest Clerics as well.
Property of Wizards of the Coast. No copyright is infringed here.
So I'm going to use an inspiration.
Do it.
Because I rolled a critical fail. And now I just rolled a 2.
Ren, you're drowning. You take 3 bludgeoning damage. You're unable to make your way up to the surface. You can still do your action.
Awesome! Sweet! Hip
We'll-
hip hooray!
We will go to break once this encounter is done, and it seems that that is nearing, so don't worry.
Oh, jeez. Okay, I'm gonna do something. Yep, I'm doing it. I'm enlarging Robert.
Oh. Phrasing?
As Ren casts Enlarge Person on Robert. Robert, down in the brink with you, trying to help you as he lay on hand, but you fall further down into the water. He reaches out before you hear big bubbles. Instead of just like bubbles speaking, it sounds like huge splashing beneath the water as he yells and tries to speak. Robert turns giant as he begins to try and float. Not going to be a disadvantage to him since he already has disadvantage with this heavy armor. What else you got? Anything else with your bonus action, Ren?
And that's about it.
Okay.
I'm gonna put my lighting back to blue because I'm drowning.
Still method. It's going to go to Robert. On his turn, he's got to see if he can swim. Now giant. Disadvantage. Robert begins to fall heavily down, but he sees you with his head. This is his second turn, so he's now drowning too. He begins to take damage as the water fills his lungs. He reaches over with his action.
I'm gonna take you with me, Robert.
He tries to grab you, but with a 3, he basically kind of swats you and makes you swirl in the ground as both of you are drowning. And there's not much that Robert can do there. That's Robert's turn. Celine, as she just kind of looks her head underwater before looks up. And she also, Zinnia, no, she's not. She's going to begin to cast Healing Word down to Ren, who is... hold on. Does she notice Flint? Nope. Ren, she's going to cast Healing Word to you as she's trying to make sure that you survive. So you heal for 7 points of damage.
All you hear is...
And then Hal with his fingers goes, "What's up? I'm also drowning." What about
that was-
Zoidberg?
You said that was 4?
7.
7.
Right. And so now we're going to go to Zinnia. It's your turn.
God.
You are all currently 200 feet away from the ledge.
Okay. Everyone is drowning, but we're gonna keep drowning if I drop control water to help everyone out. So I'm like, I wish I could speed up control water so we can get to the ledge faster. But I know we're definitely gonna drown if I stop this. So I'm gonna keep controlling it. Also, how fast is the water? Like, I know it's fast.
It
but
puts you about 100 feet every 6 seconds. This is fast rapids.
Okay, yeah. So definitely just pushing us toward that ledge. And sorry, what happened to the guy that Flint was fighting?
Currently underwater, stabbing at Flint as Flint falls unconscious. You see a
Sacred.
mist of red blood.
Oh crap! Sacred Flame.
Okay.
Are they 60 feet? Okay. Dex 14.
As you quickly try and light him up with another nat 20, the water immediately turns to steam below his feet. The rapids are just going too fast, and he's kind of all over the place. You're unable to pinpoint it on his body, and it just hits the water nearby him.
Okay. That's all I can do.
Okay, roll me an athletics check.
14 plus 5. 19.
Not a problem. Zinnia's the strong one here, as Zinnia stays afloat, no issue, not even having to worry about dropping her concentration. Flint, I need you to make first a con save.
Okay. That's a unnatural 20.
A nat 20. Though you're unconscious, because you're unconscious, you haven't taken a breath in. You're not drowning yet, but I do need a death save.
That's a 10.
That's 10. That is one pass. Actually, am I blanking here? Is it 11 and above is pass?
It's 10, you sadist.
I'm genuinely questioning. I know I thought it was
I'm
10,
just
but I had
bugging
to
you.
question.
I'm just bugging you. I just love that. Maybe it's 11.
10 and above. Okay. Just checking. I mean, 11 would be half and above. Just I thought. Right. So you're good, Flint. You'd have one save, which is great. It's going to go back up to How. It's your turn. You currently are way, way down at the bottom. Starting your turn, as you're starting drowning, you take 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Can I do a thing before I take my damage? I'd like to cast a spell.
It is at the start of your turn that you're taking this damage.
Can the spell be something for flavor's sake?
Sure.
Cool. Zinnia in her mind hears a sending spell. How says,
You might have to come get me. I have the orb. Dead or alive. And remember, you made the promise. You can't blame yourself.
as I had 2 health left, so How is underwater dead.
Gotcha. That's why you asked. Makes sense. As How's words begin to slur and fade, as How begins dying down below with water in his lungs, this is a very, very bad situation for How to be in. It's gonna go to the thief's turn. Flint, chat high or low? It doesn't matter what I rolled, but I need to know what chat's choice is here. 3 highs, 1 low.
Lots of highs.
Lots of highs. Okay, I'm seeing mostly high. Yeah, mostly high, which is good. You called another nat 20 on my part. So he's not going to rush down and continue stabbing you, Flint. Instead, he is going to teleport over to... fuck you. You got it. It didn't go against you. Zinnia, high or low?
Dice say hi.
Dice say hi. Okay, he's going to teleport over to Celine. And so he shoots the big gate, goes over, attacks Celine. Celine, as he rushes out of the gate, Celine yells out, Flint, as she's trying to swim over, but he suddenly teleports behind her with his dagger and stabs it into the back of her spine. Celine raises up before falling under the water. Celine is unconscious. Ren, you are also unconscious. Or no, you're awake. But at the start of your turn, you take 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
Also, I don't want to interrupt, but so for combat, I listened to the Doom soundtrack. Right as you said Selena's gone unconscious, the song Cyber Demon played that has this like right there. So I was like, oh, I see. It's this kind of combat.
Currently, Flint, How, and Celine are unconscious. As a
Who's closest to me?
Robert. Or if you're talking about unconscious people,
unconscious people.
That'd be Celine. How is about 120 feet diagonally down from you all. Flint is 60 feet off where you're being pulled in the water, and Celine is right near you, Zinnia, and Robert.
Okay. I don't know how this is going to help out anything. But I'm going to convert sorcery points to gain a 4th level spell slot.
Are you going to?
And I'm going to... see, Drew doesn't know who to go for. So I'm rolling.
Please.
All right. I'm going to make my way as fast as possible down to How.
Okay. You're going to swim that way?
Yep. And just so you know, I rolled a dice on that. on who I'm going to, and that's who the dice told me to. So.
I need an athletics save from you. Remember, just a
I'm
pause.
drowning.
You are currently drowning and heading further down in the water.
Yep.
Okay.
That's an 8.
Kidoki.
But I did use it to. I now have a 4th level spell slot.
Sounds good. You begin swimming further diagonally down, trying to get Hao as quickly as possible. The current is quite strong. You make a bit of headway. You're about 90 feet away from Hao at this point. As he is still being pulled by the current, but he gets kind of slowly further under you, but is quite a ways down. Okay, it's going to go to Robert. Robert, con save. He's fine. He held his breath before he went down because big boy.
Oh, also, can I also? It's not an action to just. It's technically no action to let go of enlarge on Robert, so he goes back to normal size.
Okay, Robert quickly turns back to regular, and so. Yeah. So Robert is still drowning and underwater here.
TPK. TPK.
I thought I had
here,
this.
pulling up walls.
Robert tries to swim as best he can over to catch up to Celine, who's currently falling underwater as well. Next turn, he might be able to get to her to do something, but he doesn't have any offhand healing spells. It's going to go to Celine's turn. Death save. First, actually, con save. Okay, she passes. She does not take an intake of breath while she is drowning. But she fails one death save. Celine has one death save on her. It's going to go to Zania.
So I had a question about redirect flow.
Correct.
Right? I get I'm redirecting it, laterally XY axis, but
Mhm.
could I do it like the Z axis? Could I just make all of us stop moving and just push all of us up?
Let's see here. Even in the water, if it has to flows over obstacles or up walls or in other unlikely directions. Absolutely.
I'm gonna make us all stop. Go. Yeah.
Being
Mhm.
that it says you can cause water in the area to move in a direction you choose. Let me see the area here, 300 feet. Okay. You can make the flow go upwards and basically create a bunch of bubbles underwater. You suddenly all stop moving to the east as like a hot tub's jet of bubbles begin floating up underwater. This will aid everyone who is unconscious and unable to get themselves up to have advantage on their athletic saves. And those who are unconscious will naturally begin floating upwards.
Okay. That's what I'm going to do. There was
Good action.
okay. There one more. Oh, one more is fighting Celine now, right?
Correct. The fancy man.
Fancy man. Oh, you know what? Wisdom save this time. 14.
Okay. I need an athletic save from you, by the way.
Okay, 19 plus things. 24.
No worries for you. What are you casting?
Toll the dead.
Ooh, he has taken damage before, and he is not very wise. Go ahead and roll the
Yeah.
damage.
Let's go 2d12. 7 plus 8. 15.
15. He covers his ears as the bell boom, boom, sounds out from below. It sounds like a shipping bell as you hear the hot tub-esque waters floating up from above you. He is not looking very good. He is on his very, 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 very last legs here. I can't say very enough.
Okay, just keep pushing us up. Try to bring everyone back to the top of the surface. That's it.
Flint, roll me a con save. Bring out your dead.
24.
24. You do not take an intake of breath, but I do need another death save.
All right.
Will, don't use my dice.
Jakey, use his dice.
Yeah.
That was a 6, but I'm gonna use one of my inspo points.
Okay.
I haven't gotten to use the Drew's dice for the saves and stuff yet, so maybe we'll roll hot.
That was an 8, but I'm gonna use my final inspo point because I got 2.
You did?
I did. Damn it, Drew! I only have your dice.
Okay, all right. It doesn't work for family and me.
He needs an inspo. He
baby.
brings the dog.
18.
You get an inspo.
He baby.
18. Solid. Okay, so you have another.
Okay, my dice just don't work for me.
You have another past death save. Loki coming here to try and save Drew. Right. All right. We're gonna go back up to How. You are currently drowning, and so you begin floating upwards. But because you are currently drowning, this is like taking an attack. You automatically fail one death save. I'm not gonna be as sadist and say you fail 2 death saves here, but you take 1 death save.
It's not a melee attack, though. Would it be? Would it be considered melee attack?
It's not a melee attack, which is why I'm not giving you 2 death saves. Go ahead and roll me another. How has 2 death saves on him. 1 more, and How is out. You're currently
Dice
floating
encounters
upwards.
dice. You too can roll 7.
As it's going to go to the thieves' turn. Celine, all right. So the people that are up are Robert, Zania, and Ren, but Ren is way down under the water at this point. So it's Robert and Zania. Chat, high or low?
Both.
Both. Low, 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 high again. I'm hearing more lows. I'm hearing more low, 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 low. Okay, a lot of lows this time. I rolled high, and so the thief is going to look at Zania and Robert, and he's going to go stab Celine. That's 2 death saves to Celine. 1 more, and Celine's out.
Did you use the Bofa dice for that one?
The Bofa dice.
Yeah.
Unless people want to give me a GFY. I'll use one of the GFYs.
Okay, as much as I want Casagon to get nuked, because this is Hayden's character and she's not here, I would like to use a GFY for that.
Chat agree on
I
that
agree.
one? GFY. Nah, Bofa dice nuts. Bobo, you get a GFY. I redirect my GFY to Bobo. GFY, no, GFY. I'm seeing more GFYs than no, so okay. Yes, I will take 1 away and back to 7. As instead, he will swim his way over and attack Zania. That is a miss. He runs over. He's going to try and do it with his bonus action. Okay, his bonus action is a crit, though. As he... But because it's a bonus action, it's nothing crazy. You take 12 damage. As he tries to stab you with the dagger before pulling out a smaller one and hits you right in the kidney. Zania, you take 12 damage. Roll me a perception check.
It kind of hurt, not gonna lie.
Zania,
Are you
use
gonna
my
say it's
dice.
a cool dagger again? Are you gonna say it's a cool dagger again if she rolls high?
Okay, 17 plus perception.
Yeah.
It's a cool dagger.
23.
That's a mighty fancy dagger there, Zania.
What?
Everyone's like, you really want him to know? I'm like, you'll roll above 20s. Right. The dagger that he had originally tried to stab you with, that you block with your hand, that's a mighty fancy dagger there. It's going to go down to Ren. Ren, you take... That's nasty, and I'm sorry. You take 26 points of bludgeoning damage.
I'm
Unless-
unconscious. I'm unconscious.
Another GFY.
No, I got this, guys. Don't worry about me. I got this.
Ren falls beneath the water. Robert's turn. He sees Celine. He looks underwater. He sees Ren. He sees How. Robert's best bet is to help Celine here, and he's right next to all of those. So Robert's gonna athletics. He's currently drowning. Chat, do you want to use a GFY?
TPK. TPK.
Hey, it's not a TPK. Zania's doing fine.
Hey guys, so over the next break, we're gonna take a little extra time and bring you back some spicy new characters after the break.
I'm hearing yes on this, so I will use that GFY. Robert,
Zinnia's fine. She's already lost all of her original party, and she's about to lose her new party. It's just Zinnia constantly surviving throughout the odds.
This is an
Robert-
indie graphic novel series titled Zinnia, Thunder Goddess, actually. It's her plight as she loses all of her friends over and over. And we're not going to delve into the emotional trauma of that or a strong female overcoming that because it's a graphic novel and it's written by a bunch of us white dudes. Sorry.
Pretty much.
with the GFY in use, Robert instead passes his athletics check and his con save. He's no problem. He's a big, heavy boy. He goes over to Celine, uses the last of his lay on hands, heals her up mighty heavily. Celine, as she would have died next turn, regardless of anything that happened, she's drowning. She was going to die at the start of her turn, so Robert did save her there. Nothing else Robert can do. On Celine's turn, she's going to athletics check. Okay, she makes it to the top of the water, quickly looking down over everyone to see what she can do here. Flint, how many death saves do you have?
I passed 2.
Okay. Ren, you've taken damage. You're down. She looks down into the water. I need to check one thing.
Celine, stop healing me. I still have 3 death saves.
She's not in range of How. She can't heal How. He's too far down.
In range, I'm unconscious.
Also, can Bobo have inspo? Because that is my favorite one on the planet that Bobo has ever said.
You've heard of Thunder
You've heard of
Thighs.
Thunder Thighs, but now get ready for Thunder Cries.
Bobo, you can take an inspo.
Bobo, no! Bobo, no!
Can I kill death? They're not a god. That's what you think. Okay. Celine. Chat, is Celine selfless?
High or low?
Not high or
Why
low.
don't you, if Hayden's still here, why don't you just ask Hayden?
I haven't seen her say anything, so I don't think Hayden is here. But how much does Celine care for How? Selfless, yes. Celine is righteous, yes. Okay. Celine is going to herself thunderstep down 90 feet into the water to get in range. She's still a distance away, but that's just enough 60 feet to be able to cast Healing Word with her bonus action on How.
She can cast 2 spells? Dang.
Thunderstep is typically a bonus action on itself, correct? Am I wrong?
No, Thunderstep is an action.
Dicks. Well,
And
she's
it's a
gonna heal you
spell,
next
too.
turn. Yeah.
It's a 3rd level spell.
Yeah, she's gonna heal you next turn.
I know I'm yes teachering this because we talked about this last time when I tried to
We
save
still have
someone.
homework too.
We actually
Can we kill the Thanos level NPC of your world? Absolutely. Right. It's going to. She's gonna try and help you out next turn. But Zinnia, it's your turn. Everyone is floating upwards. How? You're no longer in the deep, deep depths as Zinnia floats everything upwards. You're only 60 feet away from the surface.
And Selena's 90 down.
Selena's 90 down, trying her best to get as close to How as possible. She's going to use the current to kind of push herself up.
Jakey.
Jakey.
Oh, Jakey. Yeah.
God damn it. I am holding that. Oh, I took damage. Should I check for concentration? Oh, no.
Oh, yes, you should. Thank you for being honest, teacher.
Dicey encounters. That's an 11.
That's enough. You're good.
Okay.
Dicey encounters. Buy your dice. They just get you through things.
Just work.
Okay, and he's still in front of me, this dude.
Yes. He is currently stabbing at thee.
Right. Yeah, of course. Toll the Dead was say 14.
He does pass, actually. So you boom, boom. He moves himself underwater to avoid the sound of the bells above as he quickly resurfaces as the bells stop. As he looks at you, hair all matted down as he pulls his dagger back ready for a final lunge.
Dang it. And then, oh, crap. And how close are Hal and Celine to me? Or I guess how far it would be
Celine is
without-
90 feet down. How, via diagonal properties, would be about 90 feet away. You could try and swim because you're not drowning and try and get close enough to do something to him.
But then he would have an attack of opportunity, though, huh?
True.
I'm-
Flint is also 60 feet away from you, but currently doing decently well with all the death saves.
Dicey encounters.
You know what? I'm gonna try to move towards Flint since Celine's got Hal. I'll take the opportunity of attack.
You wouldn't have to move any closer to Flint to do the spell.
Oh, I already did the spell. Okay, I have something I will do next time. But I just wanted to get
Wait, if
closer
it's
for now
bonus
because
Sorry to interrupt you. Use the cantrip so you can use a bonus action spell if you have one.
That's what I think
Cantrips
she
don't-
was doing.
no, I
Oh,
have
no.
Spare the Dying as a cantrip, so I wanted to.
You want to
Yeah.
grasp him?
Yes.
Oh,
Grasp
okay.
him.
So yeah, go ahead and roll me an athletics check to see if you can get close enough.
Okay. 21.
Zania, with your little bit of control of the water, you manipulate it just to kind of zoom yourself across, but he does catch you with the dagger as you're going very fast, and it drags along your leg as you push forward, leaving a huge bloody mist in the water.
Okay.
That is 21 points of damage.
I am out.
God.
TPK! TPK!
TPK!
TPK! Toilet paper kills. Toilet paper kills. What? Toilet paper kills. Toilet paper kills.
Flint.
Toilet paper kills.
It's your go.
So I'm still unconscious, right?
Correct.
We're
did that
all
save.
unconscious now.
Actually, con save first and then death save.
we all float here.
Okay.
Jakey, it was just the uniform for today. Everything is just a team effort, you know?
Those who cry together die together. You too can cry in jakeyboyarts.com/store merch. Look at this. Look at what you're missing out on. It's so comfortable. It's
was-
got proper bib for.
What was that
It's great, you know.
con save there, Will?
25,
25.
Dicey encounters.
Now, what was that death save?
15.
15. Flint, you find yourself suddenly floating back at the top of the water because the bubbles are keeping you up at the top. You're not drowning. Nothing's happening. You regain consciousness. You'll get to move on the start of your turn. Before we go back to the top of the round, because we're in the shit at this point, let's go ahead and do that giveaway. If you haven't done so yet, purely because there's a reason. If you haven't done so yet, make sure you do !giveaway. And in 1 minute's time, Lanta, please, Drew, message Lanta, make sure she knows. Let's do this giveaway because there is a chance that this could very well help a lot of you. Or hurt a lot of you. I'm not sure, but let's add more chaos into the mix. That sounds fun. Twitch plays
Okay.
D&D.
Yeah. Oh.
Entering
Okay.
isn't working, it seems.
Shoot.
It was working earlier, right? I haven't seen streams for a while, so I'm guessing it. Oh, did it? Oh,
Is it an exclamation LUD? Or
no, it's exclamation giveaway this time.
Uh-oh.
Let me try and enter too, because I haven't.
Uh-oh.
Well, I just want to say I'm great to be here again this week.
Okay.
This is all
Almost
your
some
fault.
raising hell.
Right. So
I use a Rupter.
And at that moment, he realized he fucked up.
can somebody message Lanta on that?
She heard.
Oh,
she's
she heard.
there.
Okay, cool. I didn't see it. Right. So it's working.
Oh, it's probably not doing like a you're in the giveaway thing if
Oh,
they're
but it
using the
is
same
entered.
bot I use.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
I'm
it
assuming
restarted,
so.
I guess. It looks like. Come back after a break. Okay, fair enough. It's back on. Do !giveaway. Yeah.
Can we
okay,
also enter just because
Yeah.
it can help us?
Sure, at this point, because I think whoever is going to get it may use it right away. So, !giveaway. You don't have to by any means. You can save this. !giveaway. It is currently 8:39. We'll come back in 6 minutes, 8:45, and we'll have a very quick immediately. So as soon as we get back, we're going to do that giveaway. So 6 minutes away from now, we'll be right back. Everybody good?
Yes.
Yeah.
See you in 6
Good
minutes.
is relative.
Welcome back from the break, and take a look at little baby Drew, because Will apparently has a picture of baby Drew in his room, and that's the best thing in the world.
You're so confused.
Hey, you get a point of inspiration. You got a little baby.
Hey!
Wow.
I'm gonna need it.
Right. So let's go ahead and do the giveaway. We're coming right back in. Lana, close it up. Let's see who wins, and I will tell you what they win.
Let me go get my picture of baby Will.
Flint spray. Do you have a picture of baby Will?
I actually have a picture. I gotta find it. I have a picture of me bottle feeding Will.
Alufa Saful. Alufa Saful won. Aloof
Hello.
Saful. Congratulations. You win the wild magic token.
Oh.
This can turn everything even more chaotic, or it could even be more chaotic not to use it. However, Alufa Saful, here's what the wild magic token does. Everyone who is currently in the party has a wild magic surge on them, and they all are going to roll on it
Oh,
to
Fireball
use
on
that
self.
token.
Fireball on self.
Man, it's that's such a cool idea, Rybo, for the wild magic token.
It came
I think
directly
that's
from Jakey yesterday. I have a different one planned that I was like, I'm going to use that one next time. I really like Jakey's. So, Alufa Saful, you could use it right now, and before the start of the round, everyone has a wild magic surge on them. Or, could be, yes, a one time for all of them at once. Or, you could save it, and that could also be, in its own way, more chaotic for a different time. There's a chance that they make it out of this on their own. Or, there's already a chance that this kills them instantly. So, as soon as you say, I'm using the wild magic token, everyone's going to do a wild magic surge. So, awesome. Also, Lana, if you want to start the second giveaway for those who didn't see it in the very beginning, we have a really cool, oh, that's not the right thing, Changeling Blood Dice from PDX Dice. Pew, 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 pew.
Wow.
True. I think I'll save it for now. I loved it. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Alufus a fool, you get an inspo. Right. How? It's your turn. I need a death save.
I'm not taking bludgeoning damage from drowning. That's nice.
Actually, yeah, you do need to do a con save first.
Cool. That one's a 6. The con save's a 6. The death save. Now that's a 5.
So,
Wait.
you,
Pico, where the hell are you?
how? You had 2 death saves.
Cat's goblin count.
No, until he comes on the stream. Then it will forever after. So, how? You already had 2. Both of those kill you. I have 6 GFYs. I won't allow you to come up, but I will allow those to be ignored if people want to use 2 of my GFYs.
You cheeky bastard.
Those GFYs are way too important, dude. We have worked long and hard and punished.
Kill
and
Castigon and how? It's worth it.
Yeah, I want to see the magical revolver of chat absolutely body Castigon.
So, I'm seeing yes, 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 cheeky indeed. Yes, yes, yes. This is how I get rid of my GFYs, making very difficult water encounters. Right. How? The Whispers. Bobo, you cannot use your inspo on this one. We save chat inspos for different things outside of combat encounters, or else that could be a little too easy. So, my 2 GFYs will cancel out. How? We're going to pass your turn, as it's going to go to the Thieves' turn. Zania, you are currently dying, correct?
That is correct.
The water is no longer floating everyone upwards.
It is not.
As I'm going to higher low myself. No, chat, higher low.
Oh, God.
Also, huge thanks to Verity for the mad, sorry, I was just going to say unconscious because that's the word I was currently reading. The mad recap.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing more lows, so
Verity's unconscious too.
Verity's unconscious too. I'm seeing more lows, so good call. So the thief will go over to Rarbert and try and attack our big boy. Desperate that the thief is, with both attack and offhand attack, attacks at Rarbert, but same thing. He kind of grabs his hand, not allowing the thief to get a damage in, but he takes the offhand attack and does slam it in. But it's offhand, it's not as good. Robert takes a chunk of damage. Robert is now bloodied and not doing too hot. As Robert's very mad at him, but also very much wanting to help try and save his friends. It's going to go to Ren. It's your turn. You are currently drowning too, correct? Or are you alive?
Yep.
Yeah, I need a con save then.
At disadvantage?
No, not that cruel. PDX can remember the time there was almost TPK. That's why it's a bloody rose.
I was gonna say, you can't get this kind of exposure that you get. Every time someone rolls it, they'll think of their favorite Red Wagon Inn character dying.
Ooh, 6. That means you automatically fail a death save. What are you at now, Ren?
I have 2 left.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your death save.
3, but I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Good.
You know you have 1 GFY, right? I'm not going to use it. It's too rude. I don't do it on death saves unless you have 3 or above.
My friends,
Did you get a 1?
Rin is dead. That was
Same.
a 1.
Same rule for how. I will gladly accept taking one of my GFYs off. If chat tells me that they, I like Jakey's idea, the revolver of chat. You know what? Maybe they just decide Ren's dead here. But if you want, then you can use one of the GFYs. Okay, I'm seeing do it. All right. So I'm now down to 3 GFYs. This episode has proved very fruitful for me.
You were at 8. Why, chat? We could have taken out Castigon.
Yeah,
Ren.
for real, the whole new party would have rolled up with like 2. All they needed to do was watch the god do 2 dumb things, and we could have shot at God. Come on, chat.
Priorities here. Right. Ren, it's going to go past your turn. Robert. Is Robert more mad at this guy stabbing him, or is he more afraid that his friends will die? Actually, he doesn't even have healing spells. There's nothing Robert can do here. He's going to stab at the guy. After athletic save. He's fine. He's still up, but he is going to stab at him. Yes. Okay. Twice. Okay. Robert, seeing all of his friends drowning in the water, makes a desperate double attack with double smite. The same thing as before. Pulls the spear back. This time, there is no question. Robert pulls the spear so hard and calls on the power of chat. He literally breaks his spear as he breaks the thief's neck. The thief finally goes down. He begins drowning and falling in the water, along with all his possessions. As it's going to go to Celine. Celine is up. Wait, I'm blanking. Once I went on the break. Celine is... Yes, she got healed by Robert. Celine rolls a nat 20. Celine is going to go down. Sees Ren and Hao dying in the water. Which one does she go for?
Flip a D2. Let the dice decide.
Yeah, I like
I
it.
was gonna say, chat, odds or evens.
Chat high or low. Their favorite.
I've got D2s.
Just say who you prefer, Hao or Ren, and then I'll
Yeah,
call
do it. Yeah, say
Ooh.
which one you'd prefer to say.
Yeah,
That's
Hao
not gonna
or
bring
Ren.
up any emotional insecurities in either of us.
Stars or Beaker? I'm gonna choose Beaker.
I'm seeing high. Okay. Making us choose? No, everybody did the high or low thing, so I'm just going to go. Since they chose high, and since
Wait.
Hao follows the god of chatter, they're going to save Hao.
Also,
Oop, go ahead.
question: didn't Celine thunderstep to Hao?
Yeah, she's our nat 20 to...
Got it.
Yeah. So she's healing word. Hao, you're awake. Still drowning, but currently conscious.
How much health?
You come back to...
Sorry, Jason says stab both.
5 hit points.
Ooh.
With her
That's the
nat
question
20.
again.
He is
That's the
going to...
question I also have for Flint is how much health he's coming back with too. I meant to ask.
Being that you just came back from death saves, you come back with 1.
Okay.
Yeah. She heals. With her nat 20, she's going to rush over and grab you and begin swimming upwards. She is not able to get all the way out of the water, so you are still going to have to do a con save to see if you're drowning on your turn. How? Zania,
Cool.
death save for me. A con save first, actually.
Oh, amazing.
Con save first.
Con. That's perfect. That's a 4 plus 1. That's a 5.
You are drowning.
I am drowning. All right.
That means
Death-
you would have taken damage. You automatically fail 1 death save.
Okay. Cool. Well, I rolled an 18.
Okay, so you
For-
pass 1. Good.
Okay.
See? Balance. As we're going to go to Flint, it's your turn. You are awake now with 1 hit point.
Can I see the party from where I'm at now? I'm gonna
You're
take a
60
look.
feet away from them. The only people at the surface... Actually, there's no one at this. Robert is the only one you see at the surface, and you see him break his spear over the man who is now drowning in the water.
Flint is going to use his last 4th spell slot
Erupting earth.
onto the ceiling right over Robert. No, he's gonna cause like a whirlpool kind of action, and out of that whirlpool, he's gonna summon a water elemental.
To drown your friends.
Yeah.
No.
What spell are you doing? Summon elemental?
Yes.
Summon
Flint
lesser
was part of the TD.
summon
whole time.
elemental 5e or conjure elemental. I'm afraid that you can't. That is a 1 minute casting time, and that's a 5th level spell.
I have this. I have summon elemental, which is a 4th level conjure.
Summon
Creation
elemental.
spell.
Summon elemental 5e. What book is this from? Am I blanking? Tasha's. Oh, Tasha's always comes in to save the day. All right, yeah, absolutely.
All right. So I'm gonna summon this water elemental, and I'm going to ride it, and I'm gonna move 40 feet through the water
Mm-hmm.
towards Robert. And can I
Take him out.
see any- Let's see. So they were 60 feet away. So I moved an additional 40. I already casted. So I'm gonna say, Robert, hop on. Get on, man. Surf's up.
I'm going to say your elemental is going to have to dash, but it has no problem moving in the water because you're 60 feet away and there's no current aiding you. So it's going to have to dash, but it will have another 20 feet of movement speed. As just rushing by, it's going to pick Robert up under its watery elbow or armpit. That's the word.
All right. And will my elemental still be able to attack then?
Not if it has to dash to get to Robert.
Mm,
That being said, you could take that back and not pick up Robert. He's currently swimming.
I'm not going to pick up Robert, and I'm going to have my elemental try and slam the thief that is.
Thief's dead. You got no more thieves. Yeah.
I'm picking
He's
Robert
currently
up. I'm picking that beefy
falling
boy up.
in the water below. Okay. You do dash over then and pick up Robert.
Yes.
All right. You have 20 extra movement speed. Where are you headed?
I'm going to try and move closer over to where the rest of the party is underwater and try
Okay.
to be above them.
I like it. You roosh over to where you're going to be right above where Hal, Ren, and Celine are coming up. Right. Flint, it's going to go to Hal. Hal, you're currently drowning. You're not quite out of the water yet. She has healed you. I need you to do a con save to see if you start dying again.
Oh boy, ooh-wee.
You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Yeah, rah, rah.
11 total.
11. You do not take an intake of breath as you find yourself suddenly awake. There is water in your lungs, but you do not add more, and you see the light coming up. This is like a diver who has taken a breath, but knows that they're just about to be there. You hold your breath and wait for the top. You can make an athletics check to try and get yourself up there, or you can wait for Celine to pull you. Either one. You're awake. What are you wanting to do?
I'm gonna use sending on Celine. Tell her
It's gonna be an action.
go get Ren. That's fine.
'Kay.
Tell her to go get Ren, and then I'm gonna use my movement to try and get up.
Okay. Roll me an athletics check.
with a -1. That's a 0, my lads.
You're like, go get Ren. She quickly turns around and looks away as you're like, start going further under the water. Right. That's your action movement. Do you have a bonus action?
Wow. Man, there's a lot of choices I have with my bonus actions, let me tell you. Let me look through here. I'd like to use Healing Word, which is a spell I do not have. So I'm just saying I'd like to use it.
Good. Ren, it's your turn. Need a con save from you.
3.
You automatically fail 1 death save. You now have 2.
And that's my third fail.
That's 2, right?
No, that's 3.
Oh, well
'Cause
then.
I rolled a 1 on the other death save, and you took away 1 with your GFY removal.
Would somebody like to remove another GFY? Or are we letting Ren die?
I did.
I'm only happy because I know it's going to be taking a GFY. Yes.
At this point, I'm like, yeah, might as well. We built them up now, and the chat's already thrown them all away.
I don't trust my dice
I have 2 left.
because I'm gonna roll 1 more death save.
Roll a death save.
What dice do I use? Alchemical gems.
Gems. Help him out here. Let's take the GFY. Sure. What'd you get? 4. Oh, I have 1 GFY left. I don't even need to ask. I know that's what chat's using. I have 1 GFY left. What that also means is there's only 1 more save I can do for people. Zinnia and Ren are currently drowning, and how
unplugged my
might
mic.
about to be.
My headphones. I can't hear anything.
Right. Robert, it's his turn. He has nothing that he can do in the way of healing, but he is going to try and make his way over to Hal to try and help get him up. Robert starts to fall underwater. Next turn, he's going to begin drowning. As he needs some help with his heavy armor. Celine is going to rush
Robert?
towards... Ooh, go ahead.
Robert's being held by my element.
Yes, he is. I forgot about that. Robert's fine. Well, then he literally can't do anything, actually. He's just going to hold action to where if he needs to reach out to grab Hal, he can. So for the time being, he's going to wait and aid your grapple of Hal. Yeah. Good catch there. So it is still going to go to Celine. She's going to athletics check. She's going to go down towards Ren. Ren?
Do I not re-roll that GFY?
We're doing the GFYs in this scenario of we're ignoring it.
Okay.
Otherwise, you all would definitely be very... We've let us use inspos to save people before. Please. We're doing other things at this point. I still have 1 GFY. We can absolutely use it. So if wants to use his inspo, could I use someone I got weeks ago? We're not using inspo on combat scenarios. We can use them in a different area because we're using the GFY right now.
I will say the same thing I said for team. If the dice will it, so be it.
As Celine casts Healing Word on Ren. Ren, you heal for 5. This is the minimum, but you heal for 5 as you are still drowning and are 60 feet below the surface. She swims over to where you, and she is at you at this point. She's going to try and help you in the next turn. Let everyone know. It would be physically impossible for failure. Yeah, exactly. Zinnia, I need a death save from you. After a con save first.
Sure, of course. Con save, dice encounters. Natural 20.
You are no longer drowning. You suddenly find 1 pocket bubble in the air and shoot the water out in your
All right.
unconscious state.
All right, so
What was that one more time? I didn't quite catch it. Okay, good.
all right. Should I also use dice encounters for my death save?
Of course.
I'm not saying anything.
Yes. Cool, because that's an 18.
18. That's 1 pass. You have 1 fail and 2 passes. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Flint, it's your turn. You are currently carrying Robert. You see Hal drowning below, and Ren regaining consciousness in the water as Celine and him try and make their way to the surface. Zinnia just under the surface, also drowning.
How far is How?
Hal's 30 feet below the surface. You could dash, get to How, and get back up.
I'm going to. Man, this one's got me really in a rock and a hard place. So
What's
I
the
got
plan?
Robert in my arm.
Do a quick dunk on Robert into the water just to bring How back up.
While I do that, I'm going to dive towards Zinnia and try and grab her and bring her to the surface. As I go to Robert, I go, "Hold your breath, man!" And my elemental's gonna dunk down.
Dive.
So
Grab
you're going to
How.
go for Zinnia while your elemental goes for How, holding Robert, correct?
Yes.
Okay, because
As-
Robert held his action, he's going to be able to help grab How and bring him to the surface. I already said that you're within range. The elemental can dash down as Robert grabs How roughly by the shirt, just enough to grab him, and the elemental shoots back up to the surface. A quick as both Robert and How go flying into the air. How, you weren't dying. You can now get your breath back. Flint, roll me an athletics check to see if you can make it over to Zinnia.
That's an 8.
8. Flint, you're trying to get your way over to Zinnia, but you just can't. She's too far away. There is no current actively going from her magic, but there's still residual current of this area. You're not able to get quite next to her as she's drowning.
Oh. I'm going to exhale all my air and cast Gust and push it as an air bubble towards Zinnia.
Do you have to use an action to control the elemental?
It moves on its own.
Beautiful.
So
You
that
can
would be
totally
its
do
own
that.
action.
You going to try and bring her up to the surface?
Yes.
Absolutely. A sudden jet of air beneath the water pushes Zinnia up to the surface. You're floating there for a moment. You're not drowning, but you're still dying, Zinnia. Okay. Now, you're back above water. You are conscious. You're not dying. It's been a while. What are you doing?
Man. Okay, so who's where right now? Like, what is the layout?
So you and Robert are being held up by a water elemental on the surface. Zinnia is at the surface. Flint is at the surface. Celine has just gone underwater, revived Ren, and they're both attempting to make their way to the surface. They're 60 feet below you all.
It's not a ton I can do, honestly. Like, I'm out of spell slots. I'm kind of out of everything. So.
Hanging on. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold my action to grab someone, I guess.
Okay. To help them swim, basically. Beautiful. So we're gonna go down to Ren. Con save.
Oh, my dice are failing me. RG. Fuck. It's a 7.
7. You begin drowning again. You are going to take damage. It's 2 points of bludgeoning. Not enough to bring you down. So you can still try and move. Athletics check.
Is Celine near me?
Yeah, right next to you.
Okay, can I use an action instead?
Sure.
I grab her and dimension door to the surface of the water. That was my 4th level spell slot I saved.
You have 500 feet with Dimension Door.
To the surface of the water.
Okay. Ren, you grab Celine after she saves you. You feel water in your lungs. You look at her in the eyes before you suddenly a splash of water as you both fall 5 feet above the water down and float up to the surface. Everyone is currently alive and not drowning, save Zinnia. Save Zinnia. What are we going to do to save her? This is no longer in turn order because after Zinnia's Robert, he can't do anything. Celine, she's up at the top. She can't do anything due to out of spells. How are we going to save Zinnia here? Zinnia, I need 1 death save from you.
Dicey encounters did well last time. Let's do it again.
No.
Yes, they did. Cause natural 20.
Oh. As you all are trying to find a way, Celine just absolutely spent here magically. She reaches out. She just tries to start swimming before Zania suddenly... You hear a loud clap of thunder as the audio did it again. A clap of thunder as Nimbus grants you a blessing as water pours out from your mouth. Zania,
Wow.
you are conscious with 1 hit point. Everyone is currently at the surface of the water. There is no rapids pulling you or pushing you to where this is too difficult for you all to swim, save Robert, but he's being held up by a water elemental, so this is not a problem. You all
Can
can
I
do
swim to
this.
Flint?
Yes, you absolutely can.
I
What's
am
everyone?
going to
We're no
attempt-
longer in combat. What are we doing?
I am going to attempt to take Flint and shove him under the water. And then just shake him for a moment and then bring him back up.
Flint?
Oh, I was waiting for you to say, "Oh, roll in athletics" or something that was gonna give me damage.
Roll a death save.
Flint's gonna go. Whoa, man! Oh. Spitting water and coughing profusely.
Okay. Ren, everyone around you sees you beginning to try and drown Flint. Robert just like, hey, no, we had enough of that. Celine says, stop, what are you doing?
I let go and I just float in the water.
Ren kind of floats back, exhausted in the water. You all are currently 200 feet away from the nearby ledge that you could climb yourself out of. You see the smoking, smoldering ruins off 300 feet up of the column that you destroyed of Marcus's home.
Did we kill all of them? Are they all dead?
Yes, I killed the last one.
Poor Robert throws his broken spear in the water.
Give me a sec. As long as you can tread water for a second, I have a surefire way of getting us to shore.
And while treading water, I'm gonna ritual cast Tensor's floating disc. Just so we can just like low-key all hold on and then have it ferry us across.
As everyone, how long does your elemental last there? Up to 1 hour.
And an hour. Yep.
Beautiful. Okay. So you could be using the elemental to move you, or you can just use the elemental to kind of keep Robert from sinking with his heavy armor. What are you doing?
Flint's gonna swim towards the elemental and hold on to it, and the elemental's gonna keep Robert from sinking. And we're gonna all try and float our way across to safety.
The elemental holds its arm out like a pool ring for anybody to grab onto as its water is solidified for anyone who wants to be dragged over to the side. How you begin casting, but you see the elemental offering essentially a life buoy over towards, a life floater over towards the ledge.
I grabbed the disc.
Grab on.
I'm still laying on my back, but I just grabbed the disc.
Celine, Robert do the same thing. All hold on to it like children being pulled by their parent around the pool with floaties on. The water elemental begins to bring those who choose to grab onto it over to the ledge. Anybody not grabbing?
I choose to drown. No. Yeah. I choose death. How flips the sky? No, flips. I've been watching too much One Piece. Anyway, no, I hold on. How is just like physically, emotionally, everything's spent right now.
I'm not saying do it, but I just had a horrible thought.
Is
Either
one of those invasive thoughts.
Either Shav Hunter or Alpho. Shav Hunter kills the water elemental, or Alpho says magic surge. Right. As you all make it over to the ledge. This happens, so even if you had that idea, it's too late. They're at the ledge. As the water elemental drags them over. Quickly, you grab onto the ledge and all pull yourselves up. This is a small ring around a large column with a doorway down at the bottom. There's nobody else here, nobody around. However, I need everybody to roll me a perception check.
I'm afraid to.
That's would have been
9.
nice to see earlier.
Alufa was tempted.
Flint rolled an 11.
11, 9. Ren, how?
Can I guidance myself?
Sure.
So,
I'm feeling nice tonight. Of course, guidance yourself.
so a nat 20 plus a 4 from guidance. That's a 27.
Ren?
Seawater.
Don't worry about it. Yeah. So how, as everyone sits there, you're not fully certain that you're out of the danger yet, and you look back up to where not only the earth exploded, but the fireball did blow up the other parts of the walkway there towards the top. You see figures. It's 500 feet off. It's very hard to tell who or what they are, but you do see figures walking down the stairway trying to investigate what happened in the room.
We need to leave here. There's people up there. We should go.
Marcus is gonna kill me.
Sorry, I thought aloof as a fool was like this. It sounded very cool, but aloof as a fool, that makes more sense.
What we're gonna do. And you guys can disagree with me. Whatever. I agreed to follow everyone. I would like us to travel to the south end of town. I would like us to find a place that I don't care what it is, because we're gonna have somewhere to sleep tonight. But I would like us to just walk, whether in silence or in conversation, and just progress, go farther, and get closer to this Marcus person. I'm really tired. I'm really, really tired.
Did somebody? I tried to grab the ball. I couldn't. I was gonna find him, but
Celine.
And Hal's gonna pull out the orb from his bag.
her head falls into the concrete below.
Let's call us even.
I think.
Okay. Yes, let's do.
I think we just obliterated any chance of going to the Red Cliffs.
That's your concern.
Yeah, because I didn't tell you what happened with Spade. When Ren's gonna start moving.
Oh, yeah. Man, there's a skeleton after us, too. Red Wagon Crew. Woo. Let's.
And Hal throws up to the side, just water and
A small sardine that you didn't know was in your lung just flies outward.
when no one looks, Hal picks a sardine up again and just like kind of does like a little snap, prestidigitation to salt it and munch.
Sania, Flint, do you have anything to add or say?
Flint's gonna. He's gonna cast Precipitatious and show his
Hold
very
on.
authentic.
Precipitatious.
Yes.
I've heard
Prestidigitation.
prestignation. I've heard prestidigitation. I've never heard precipitatious.
I think it's because we just had a lot of water.
Ah,
happen.
yeah.
That checks.
I love it.
He's gonna make a fake Red Wagon Inn badge once again, and go, Red Wagon Inn, yeah. And then he's gonna fall down, and are we taking the water there, or how are we moving south?
I don't know.
You look
The water
over.
moves east and west, right?
The water moves north and south. It moved east when Xenia made it move east. The water moves
Gotcha.
north and south. But there are few and far between of these little ledges for you to stand on. You could, with your water elemental, be drugged through the water over to a southernmost column. There's also the doorway that is here on this round little platform that circles the column at the bottom.
Sania will be sitting there as everyone was talking, kind of just like knees bent, hands over knees, kind of looking into space. And then after everyone kind of calms down, she just lays flat on her back and she just goes like, Ren, I can see why you have no good, very bad days all the time. That was horrible.
It's starting
I
to rub off.
it's gonna take a while for me to recover. That was so bad. Wow.
Pat. You get used to it.
Zinnia, take an inspo. That was really good. As I like that
Thanks.
a lot.
Ren, I have a question that I don't know why I didn't ask this earlier. Is there a ferrying service through the city? Like, I don't have much money, but I would sooner sit in the back of a caravan than walk.
Ren, you and Flint have been here before. There are absolutely carriages that can take you to and from points of the city. I actually need a history check from Ren and Flint on this for a second.
Don't fuck me. I'm dying and you roll 3s, and I need to know random history thing and you roll a fucking.
And we never know, and we'll never know what Drew rolled because he froze.
What'd you roll, Drew?
I was very upset, and I'm glad none of that came through, because as I'm dying, I roll 3s, 1s, 2s, and 4s, but random history check, I roll a 19.
Flint,
A 13.
13. You both absolutely know that there are carriages that take you to and fro. Ren, specifically, one of the fastest ways to travel from the northernmost point in the city to the southern is to take a ship underneath the city. There are no ships out right now.
Oh God, is it nighttime? Are we gonna get harassed by the Theodore Dingleberries?
Awesome. I high five Zinnia.
Is it nighttime?
It is dark, but it is not nighttime. It is maybe lunch. I described why it was dark earlier.
Thunderstorm. Okay.
I like words. There are no ships out right now. There are when Robert is near anybody. I love it.
I don't know. I don't know.
Let's just get out of here. Find whatever caravan we can.
Give me 10 minutes. If we sit and rest, I can tell the caravan where to go at least, so we don't have to stop twice.
You know what? If we're taking the time to rest, you all sit. Celine, cast beside me. I'll also need quiet, so... And y'all just keep watch for us.
Should we go inside or stay out here? Or get to the other side of the pillar? What?
Just here is fine.
Celine grabs her crystal ball, no longer leaving it a spot to sit, but holds it in her hand as the sparks begin to fly between her fingers and the crystal ball. She begins casting a spell. Hal, you said you were casting as well. What are you doing?
Yeah, Hal takes a moment to open his book, and he flips to a particular page that is freshly inked. And Hal, his eye, he takes off his mask, and it starts hovering above his head. And as he does so, Hal's eyes change from that like black on red to this like almost full white, and his tattoos begin to peel off his body and turn into white symbols, and slowly each of those words and symbols and things start to spiral around him as almost like a massive silk cocoon. I'm casting tiny hut as a large dome is appearing of the different words that House says. And anyone in the party who walks by them, they hear these whispers that come through the dome, and it's little things that they might have heard of, like people like saying things to them. Like if Zinnia walks by, there's a moment where she hears like a faint team's voicing like "I'm proud of you" and like things like that, and they're just like wisping around like this like rapid, constant pattern. And as it's forming slowly from like down up, colors are turning more vibrant as the dome is being completed, as almost like that Spider-Verse effect we talked about earlier. How sees the world, that is like fully inside the dome. So Celine's legs begin to change more vibrant. How skin goes from like being like that muted like bright purple to like it's like very vibrant violet. Shades like look more thick and defined, and like audible sounds from people when they sigh out, words tangibly appear that say like sigh and things like that. And it's just like this perfect dome of how actually sees the world. And it constantly feels like the feeling of, you can hear the dome itself creates a sound of like rain outside, as like that's how everything is super chaotic, but whenever it's raining against a window, how can actually focus.
Made
So
the
that's
rain
what
sounds a
happened.
little bit louder. As also perfect opportunity for people to do some Batman bow boom kapow kasplat as they see those words moving out in front. Right. So as Hal begins to cast this barrier around, everyone sees all of this around them, and in their enamorment with Hal's amazing new spell and creation that seems to be forming around them like a bubble of protection, everybody roll me a perception. Robert is enamored, and Celine is focusing on the orb.
True, I rolled a 2.
I rolled a natural 20. Why?
I rolled a 0.
Minus one, eh?
Ryan, is that bottle I saw when I got the last natural 20 on a perception around me?
You see miles in the distance, a glint of the sun reflecting off of glass. Right. As you're all sitting there resting up, this bubble forms around you of protection. Ren, you begin to notice that the water level that once was right an inch or two below the platform here is seeming to dip down. At that, you stand and look over the ledge, staying within the sphere, looking down, and you see the water dipping down 10, 20, 30, 40 feet down before quickly beginning to rise. And you look to the north, and you see a large tidal wave headed your direction. This tidal wave spans nearly 100 feet above your platform.
We fucking get out! Go!
Hey, Hal.
Tidal wave, shut up! No, we gotta go! I am pointing at the tidal wave.
How long does this hut hold?
For 8 hours, as long as I have the 10 minutes to cast it. How long have
It's
I
a
been
1 minute
casting
cast. You've cast it. It's up. It's a 1 minute cast.
Oh.
Oh, you're ritual
It's up.
casting it, correct?
Yeah, I have to.
Then it's not quite ready.
We gotta go!
You've got about
There's
1 minute left.
There's stairs in this pillar?
There is a door.
Ooh, go for the door! I'm running for the door! I stumble, though, because I'm still recovering, but I'm stumbling, kind of drunk, as I'm getting to the door.
How are you continuing to cast? What are you doing?
You said there's a minute left in the cast. How close is the tidal wave looking?
Roll a general int check to see if you can judge how long it's going to take to hit you.
all gonna
die. 17 plus 1, so 18.
18. 30 seconds before this tidal wave hits this column.
Cool. I'm gonna grab Celine out of her spellcast and trance, and we're gonna run.
As everyone rushes to the door, you all kind of like shoulder to shoulder to this door here. Who's opening it first?
Me.
Zinnia,
I was doing.
you grab the handle, shake it. It is locked.
I'm gonna cast. Do I have Shatter? I thought I had Shatter or something. I have to break the door. No, that's not Shatter. Thunderwave. Does Thunderwave break stuff? No, it doesn't break stuff.
Zinnia
Looking.
jiggles the doorknob. It is knocked. It is audibly locked for everyone. Zinnia, first option though.
I have Shatter. I do have Shatter. I'm casting Shatter to try to break the door.
Okay. Let's see.
I was gonna suggest using Mage Hand to see if I can get Mage Hand on the other side of the door to unlock it.
Roll your damage. Shatter?
Okay. Do you have to see Mage Hand? That's like a general question. In order for it to work.
You do.
5, 7, and 8. So 20.
20 is exactly what you needed. As Zinnia jiggles the doorknob, you all see this rushing gush of water headed in your direction. This thick, heavy door with banded iron. Zinnia pulls heavily before instead she just puts her hand up to the door, and suddenly red cracks of lightning as this door shatters in front of all of you. There is no door here. Inside, you see a spiral staircase that leads upwards and out of danger. There are 2 chests down here at the bottom floor.
How big? No. I'm not. No, running. I'm going.
They are very big.
Oh, okay. Can I just run real quick and see if they open?
Yeah, absolutely. The door shatters. The tidal wave is moments from hitting. Zinnia, everyone rushes in the room, obviously. I'm not going to have to ask that. You all rush into the room. There's a spiral staircase that heads up. There are chests in front of you. Zinnia is choosing to at least check them before running up. What's everybody else doing?
You know, we just had wild combat. Yeah, I'm helping check the chest. I want to at least get something from being down here. So far, the only thing I've gotten from being down here is fucked.
Sorry, that one got me.
Are they big enough for a water elemental to pick up?
It can roll a strength check to try and pick them up.
Yeah.
They're definitely big enough. It's the question of, are they too big?
Right. Dang, slam them drinks.
What you got here, boy?
Alright. Okay, I'm gonna roll for strength.
They get a +4.
Yes. And he is a watery soft boy. He got an 8.
You got an 8. They are quite large chests. Perhaps somebody could help him, but he quickly rushes the water underneath and begins trying to push it up. But it's going to take time for him to do so.
I'm gonna...
Robert is not helping on this. This is not his priority. He's rushing up the spiral staircase, as is Celine.
As is Ren.
Okay. Zinnia and Hao are going to go check the chest. Flint, you command your water elemental to try and pick one of them up. But what are you doing?
Oh, I'm making my way up.
Okay, you're good. Okay, so Hao and Zinnia. There are 2 chests, one on the left and one on the right. Currently, the one on the right has water beginning to form underneath it where the elemental's trying to pick it up. Which chests are you going to? Or are you both going to try separate chests?
Separate.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll help the elemental. Because I'm.
Are you going to try and pick it up or open it?
Open.
I'll try and help the elemental carry this one.
Okay, Hao, roll me a
I'm a weak
strength
boy.
check then.
Okay. With a -1, that's an 18.
18. That's good enough for you to roll one more. For you passed, elemental failed. I'll let you roll to see if you can get it up. That's not.
GFY?
Oh wait, am I re-rolling or are you?
Yeah,
re-rolling?
you are.
Oh, okay. Okay. -1 to 14.
14. As you grab both hands on the side of it, you pull up. You're not going to be able to lift it heavily before the water rushes upwards, allowing you to pick it up. With you and the water elemental, you might be able to go up the stairs, though you will be slowed down.
Yeah.
Okay. Zinnia,
I want to get something from being down here.
you quickly run over and check the chest. It is, in fact, unlocked as you throw it open. Inside is a bevy of gold and silver coins. On one side it says T, and the other side it says D.
Ooh.
Ooh. Ah. Ha, ha.
So, I'm assuming it's going to be too heavy to move because it's full of.
By yourself, yes. And currently
Yes.
everybody else is going up.
Yeah. So Zinnia kind of looks disappointed. She goes, fuck. Because she actually was thinking there might be something to like equipment or something, but money is no use to her right now. She's just like, eh. And she slams it in and tries to help Hao and the elemental.
Okay. With helping that, you'll be able to move it a little bit more easily. So the 2/3 of you will be able to move a bit faster.
Okay.
Ren, Robert, Celine, Flint, you begin going up 2 steps at a time, rushing as fast as you can to get up and out of where this water is about to hit. Zinnia, how? You go running up the stairs with the water elemental now beneath you, using all of its strength to help lift this thing so that it glides easily up the stairs. Both of you rushing as fast as you can. The tidal wave hits. The column shakes. You see a rush, a sudden inflush of water going through the doorway, starting to create a whirlpool as it goes in one side and flying upwards. If you get caught in this thing, because of how fast the water is coming in, it will drag you down. I need both Zinnia and Hao to make athletics checks to see if you can go fast enough to escape.
No offense, dice encounters. Your dice only work when I'm dying, so I'm not dying, so I'm not going to use it. Okay, cool.
No
Uh-oh.
offense taken. My dice only work.
Jakey, what'd you
when
get?
I need nothing.
Can I guidance myself?
I would say yes, because you're currently working as hard as you can.
Okay, a 1. I had 0.
Zinnia, what did you get?
19.
19. Zinnia, you are at the top of the stairs. You are pulling this thing up. Because there is a water elemental creating water on these stairs, as how you're on the bottom, pushing on the top, the stairway is slippery.
I'm so sorry, but this is the funniest thing, going from a 0 to getting a 1 with guidance. I have -1 strength, baby. Let's go.
This was supposed to be a cool visual as you all rushed out of the way to see the whirlpool beneath following up.
Big old toilet bowl whirlpool.
How? You slip and fall as your chin hits the stone stairway below. As it does, the whirlpool catches you. Zinnia, the chest then falls. It's going to take a feat of strength to be able to pull this up yourself if you want to continue doing so. But you see Hao get grabbed by the whirlpool. The water elemental does not care about this water at all. As
I let go.
Hao, being that you're in a whirlpool, you're going to be slammed against the stone walls in here, in this tight corridor.
Cool.
I'm going to roll D4 for how many times you get hit on the wall.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's 4.
Okay.
So
They can't do very much damage. I've got like infinite health. You can stop rolling anytime, my guy.
it's actually very, very lucky here. That is 8 bludgeoning damage.
Cool. I had 5 health.
Can we hear that this is happening down there?
You all can see it. There is no railway from this stone staircase that leads up. You look down and you hear the stone chest slam into the ground. You see how suddenly gets sucked by the vortex that goes up and goes
I'm
higher.
gonna have my
Big deep
water
breath.
elemental reach for Hao to grab him.
Okay.
Since I'm assuming
The
able
water
to
elemental
trust
does
water.
not care about this. As
Okay.
it stands in the water, no problem. It's allowed to even get smacked around in the water. It does not care. It can reach out to grab Hao. As the vortex comes up, Zinnia, do you drop the chest and go to help Hao? Do you drop the chest and go up, or do you just leave the chest and leave Hao?
Drop the chest and I try to gain higher ground so I won't drown while trying to help Hao.
As you rush up the ground, the vortex goes up another 10 feet as you're barely able to escape it, running backwards. The chest, you see it get pulled in the vortex as it slams into the ground. You see coins and weaponry fly all across the room. Water elemental, go ahead and roll me in athletics to see if it can grab. Actually, no. That's not going to be an athletics. This is a quick type of grab. I need a acrobatics check.
While you're doing that, I am expending 3 first-level spell slots to regain them as sorcery points.
Okay. Robert looks down. He doesn't
Taking a
know
nice
what to
deep
do.
breath.
Celine is spent. He looks down. That almost the sound of when you're like holding breath in a video game. It's nothing but quiet in this room. What did you roll for your acrobatics, Will?
That slippery boy got a 23.
Ooh, I thought you meant that Hal was slippery and unable to be caught. As you're floating around the room, suddenly you're grasped by a solid piece of water, Hal. As the water rises 10 feet, suddenly, as the large wave passes, the vortex begins to spin downwards and out, attempting to drag Hal out of the doorway. The water elemental can make an athletics check to see if it can prevent this.
Yep. No, I'm just gonna let him bring it down
Nah,
the toilet.
whatever.
Athletics.
Oh, 99 unicorns. You get a GFY. You know you do.
That's a 14.
It's so good though.
And I love it. 14.
Mm-hmm.
How? Make a death save.
Cool. I'm gonna use these ones. Sure. Okay.
Okay.
I'm genuinely baffled right now. So I switched dice again. I'm genuinely baffled.
Oh my god.
I have my breath saved. I jump in, grab Hal,
As
and let me know when I grab onto Hal.
Ren, the whirlpool begins to spin downwards. The water elemental is holding Hal. Hal, the water elemental, falls down. It's Jesus. Falls down and puts itself like a web of strong water, preventing you from being pulled outwards. But the torrent of water goes into your lungs, buffeting you from the inside. You have 1 death save left. As Ren, you jump downwards into the currently spinning out whirlpool of water. In doing so,
You let me know when I get him?
I need you to roll an athletics check to see if you can control yourself in this whirlpool. Oh my god, guys.
I had a plan!
I was 30 seconds from having the dome up. How do you think I feel? I had a cool description for that dome. I've been sitting on that for like months waiting to get this spell. 30 seconds away from casting it, and suddenly the DM was like, oh, there's a tidal wave. Oh me, oh my. Yeah, I'm sorry you screwed up your 1 athletics check trying to save my dumb ass.
What'd you get, Ren? 6. Solid. I'm gonna roll a d4.
Actually, hold on, that's a 5 because I have a -1.
You have a -1 in each as
Negative
it's-
1, let's have some fun.
As it's spinning around, you're gonna get buffeted by the wall 3 times.
You let me know that first initial damage, boy.
The first hit deals 6 damage.
I'm unconscious.
I'm sorry, chat, for how loud my mic gets. It's a brand new one.
You get hit 2 more times, failing 2 death saves. As the water elemental functions as a veritable mesh colander, keeping you two from being spun out and having no chance at all. However,
got him. What a good pun. Is that GFY worthy, chat?
Yeah,
that was not even a pun. I didn't even do that one. I should have. I'm off my game.
Jakey, it's always you and me, man. It's you and me. Together forever.
This episode,
water
can we
is-
title this on YouTube, Sonic Drowning Noises? Can we...
Just call it glub glub. Shaq has invoked. I didn't do a pun. That was not. I literally didn't even pause for it. You know my pause and wink. I need Ren and How to make. Oh, Zinnia. Yes.
Yeah, mass healing word.
Is that an instant word or instant?
Oh, it's a bonus action.
Bonus action. Absolutely. I'll allow that.
Okay.
As Hao and Ren heal for how much? Everybody heals for a certain amount, but
5 points for everyone.
5 points. Hao and
Now I
Ren,
have 6 health.
you are brought back up as the torrent of water slams against you, trying its best to pull its way out. You're going to get hit one more time by the water being pulled out. Con saves from both of you
Rah, rah, rah,
as
rah,
it
rah,
forces
rah.
its way into your lungs.
Ren learning that it might
That's-
hurt to pull out.
That's number 5.
Oh.
That's another 5.
Damn it.
My dice are working against me actively.
Hal, what was yours?
Oh, I have to make another one?
A con
Oh,
save.
me, oh my. Mm.
Les Miller Bloodkith, he knew what he was doing.
Do you play golf, Rybo?
Low scores definitely count. I love low
Okay, good.
scores.
That's a 9.
Guys,
Dude, I was 30 seconds from the dome. I don't know why you're guising me, man.
Hit this water.
you both take 8 bludgeoning damage as the water fills your lungs and you begin dying again.
That's healing word.
Okay, Zinnia has a
It's just
backup.
constant
The water
state
is out of here now, as the water elemental of a colander prevents them from leaving, as they fall to the ground and are immediately brought back up by the red healing energies of Cumulonimbus.
6 points of hurt. No health
6 points of hurt, die!
for everyone.
Ren and Hao, come back up.
and then die.
The water elemental stands there proud as a colander.
His name's Splash.
Splash Gordon. As Zinnia, Robert, Celine look down beneath the spiral staircase, looking at Hao and everyone below. The chests and their contents were wiped out and pulled out to sea. The water elemental, Hao, and Ren sit at the bottom. What is everybody doing? Great job, Splash.
Walk of shame up the stairs.
She
Splash
just
is
leaves.
Splash is gonna carry these two up the stairs.
Okay. Splash picks them up as they lay limp in Splash's arms.
I'm sorry, Draco. Meanwhile, Team and Gideon wonder why a nearby door keeps opening and slamming shut.
As the water elemental drags them up the stairs. I don't know if you know this. Often, tidal waves do not come one single wave. It is lucky that you chose to bring them up the stairs with the water elemental, as they were not making perception checks. They chose to lay there. You begin to see another whirlpool form.
Excuse me.
The water
not just
elemental
laying
pushes
there.
up.
I am holding on to Hao. I am cuddled against this man.
Yeah, that checks.
As Ren and Hao hold on for dear life once they hear the sound of the whirlpool flushing up again. What you all do see, though, is coins and weaponry in the water in the whirlpool.
Oh God!
It is below your feet. Ren and Hao, you're not going to get hit by this. The water elemental is going very quickly up the stairs. It doesn't have a chance of slipping. They're all going up the stairs, but you do see weaponry and coins in the whirlpool.
How you would see Ren with a shit-eating grin, like.
I mean, I feel like with mage hands we can reach some of that, right?
I can go 60 feet.
I mean, like, I can't get much worse, right?
Right.
My favorite phrase.
I'm gonna start using mage hand while we're getting dragged up by the elemental, and I'm
Mage
gonna
hand
try
as
and grab
well.
as much as we can.
Your mage hands.
Wait. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. When
on.
I got up there, I said when we got to shore where we were talking, the first thing I was doing was casting Tensor's floating disc.
You said
Hold on.
correct. You said you were going to be ritual casting it in the water, and I said that the
Yeah.
water elemental was pulling you instead because Flint already had it and was pulling everybody over.
But can I still have it? Because that's funny.
If you use a point of inspiration, sure.
Yeah, you know what? Oh no, I used both of mine to live.
Ah,
Wait.
I used both of mine
Wait,
to
what about
live.
my goblin inspo? You didn't tell me whether I got Bob or Joe Cat goblin inspo. Mostly because my headphones.
I told you only when Joe Cat comes on the stream after he comes on for the first time.
Oh.
You gotta convince him to join.
One of us.
I have no inspo, so no, I guess not.
You have your 2 mage hands. This is a strong current. Mage hands can hold 15 to 30 pounds. As the mage hands.
Actually, mine's a little bit better because
Is
it's
yours?
telekinetic mage hand.
Ooh, how much can
And
it
it
hold?
goes based off of my charisma score instead of my strength score.
How much can it hold?
A lot, like a whole Robert. A whole
Robert, that is a good measurement.
That's just like
hold on,
elephants.
Hold on.
It's trying to.
Let's see. Doobity-boo. It doesn't say if it can hold better, but it can do better. Because it's based off my charisma score. I don't know what you want to do with that.
Go ahead and roll me a charisma save. Or check, not save.
Well, at least it's +4, right?
Yeah.
So that's an 18.
18. Can probably hold back 180 pounds. How? Your mage hand dips and is immediately washed away. 180 pounds? You can hold a sizable amount of force. Your mage hand could probably dip a decent ways down. Go ahead and roll me another charisma, because that's your spellcasting mod, to see what it can try and catch.
Firstly,
guidance.
Oh, that chick. I don't remember how I said it.
It was almost in a Flint voice.
Add a D4 guidance.
At a D4, okay. It's currently at a 12, which means that's 16. Oh god, and I just threw that dice off the cliff. It's gone forever. No.
The Red Cliffs.
Ha! And that's a 4.
4.
That's a
20, right?
20? Yeah.
20. Your mage hand dips below the water. You see 4 things. I'll let you pick which thing you grab.
Okay.
You see a small burlap bag that's filled with something. It obviously has weight to it. You see one of the TD coins. You see a potion of whose make you can't quite make out. And you see a shiny dagger.
I'm gonna go for the bag.
Bag. Your hand dips underwater, quickly pulls up as the whirlpool rushes downwards. The mage hand comes over and lands the bag in your hand as you quickly.
Is it apples?
It's not apples. You feel the heavy weight. Coins. You look inside.
Sure.
You open it up. You reach your hand in and pull out miniature platinum bars. They're mini. These function as platinum coins, but this is from a specific location. Roll a history check.
Guidance.
Guidance.
This is where we're gonna roll, right?
How
Dice.
you can also roll on that.
Right? Dice?
What
What
did-
did you roll? What happened?
Ren,
Why? Why can't I get that when I'm dying?
Wait, add guidance though. It might be even better. It might be a 24. You might be able to see a license number on it.
22. It's
As-
22.
you take a look at these. You've seen these before. You've been in Kern. Lots of people bring this type of currency. This is Okanadian platinum.
Is there little penguins on them?
No, the
maple
fact that it is
leaves.
bar shape is the indicator.
Mm,
There is about 100 platinum in here, equivalent to 1,000 gold.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to that.
As you begin looking, you see another whirlpool form its way up as the column shakes, as this is the third tsunami hit. You see more coins and weaponry. This time, you see 2 weapons, one smaller, one larger, another potion, and another bag.
I need the apples. I'm gonna go for the bag again.
The apples is what you're...
I have the apples. What are you trying?
Do you?
It wasn't even an item.
This time, you reach down and you pull it up. As you do so, you notice that the bag has a solid layer of frozen water around the burlap bag. On the bottom. Pull it over. It lands in your hand, and it's quite cold to the touch, as you're basically holding ice.
Without knowing what's in the bag, can I recant that statement and get something sharp for my boy Robert, who broke his spear?
Do you have a point of inspo?
Loki!
You already used Loki tonight.
No, so I guess I'm gonna stick with the bag. I should have thought of that beforehand.
You take a look inside the bag. There's a white snow-like powder. Roll me an Arcana check.
Will.
We getting crazy.
Suddenly, your eyeballs are on fire.
Flint's glasses just
Come on,
roll
Ren.
down, and it's just.
I don't know what it is, but this dice keeps rolling 14s, so I'm gonna take it.
14. Being that you rolled a nat 20 on your check, you're obviously familiar with Okanana and the creatures that are from there. This is a bag of Ice Wraith essence.
Oh, like Skyrim Ice Wraith Essence?
I
Very
was gonna
similar.
say, alchemy.
Very similar.
What happened
You
when
begin to see
snorted
only
that in-
small bits of water floating up through the door as the tidal waves seem to have subsided.
Just keep running. Just keep running.
If
Flint?
it's subsiding, I'm gonna try with like gentle mage hand now, little mage hand baby.
Oh, as in there's no more like water enough that has like anything in it. It's all washed out the door.
Sad.
Okay,
So
we got ching, 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 ching. We've got this. We can afford things.
Zinnia? Flint,
But I
what are
think
you two
mine-
doing as you see them fish for items?
The big chest with all the coins is gone, right? Because it was opened and it got washed away.
Correct.
Got it. You two are crazy. We just survived. And you all almost died again. But oh, you must guys feel so bad. Ooh, how crappy do you feel right now?
Are you asking us right
Yeah.
now? Good.
Yeah.
Because I still am like clung on to how like in a cuddle position, and I dimension doors up to the rest of the group.
I will take I'll take 10
leave
minutes to-
Splash down there.
I'll take 10 minutes for prayer of healing for all of us at a third level because I have one more third level left.
You can see that you're halfway up this 200-foot column. All of you now sit, 100 feet above the base, where it is now kind of wet and slippery down at the bottom, and this spiral stone staircase that leads its way upwards. You're about halfway up. Zinnia, do you stop and just sit on that stair right there? We're not doing anything unless people are healed.
How high did the water get before?
Got about 50 feet up.
Okay, yeah, we'll stay halfway in case anyone comes down. Then we at least have time to run downstairs. So either way, so yes, we will stay right where we are, halfway point, and prayer of healing at third level.
We should probably keep an eye out above us because clearly that was Thieves' Den stuff. So this is their little tunnel, and also and then falls against the wall, tapped.
Thieves' Den tunnel.
Thieves' Den tunnel.
Cool.
Robert and Celine, same thing, kind of just sit on one of the stone stairways and lean their heads back against the stone. Oh my god.
12, 17, 20 points of healing for everyone.
You all sit here halfway up the stairs for 10 minutes, just not saying a word, just exhausted, allowing
I would like to
Zinnia
say
to
one
finish her
thing.
spell. What would you like to say?
I would like to look over while Zinnia is pairing this to How and say, I'm pretty sure Spade thinks Zinnia like teleported to Red Cliff. To avoid fighting, Spade got me to go alone with him to a teleportation house. And I used what we just did to get out of there and told him in Zinnia's voice that we'll see him in Redcliffe. So I think we should make every intent to disguise Zinnia while she's here in Kern.
When we get to the top of the tunnel, we'll well, she knows she can use the scrolls. I think we obviously protect and stick with Zinnia. But I think we also got to remember that Zinnia is very strong and capable. And I think with what just happened down there is a good reminder that I think Zinnia should be able to call the shots for her a little bit. I think today was a little hasty. And it got out of hand really quick. So, yeah.
Good plan.
Whew,
As
what a day.
you make your plans, Zinnia, you finally finish your spell as your hands shoot out a red mist that envelops all of your party, healing them for 20 hit points. As you can hear the crack of thunder, your god responding to your magical calls. For you all also hear the sound of a door closing above. As that's where we'll stop it for tonight. It's 10:01. It's past time. Thank you everybody for joining. I gotta say, I did not expect nor plan for the water encounter. The typhoons were going to be flavor that you all would have heard lapping below the city.
I would just like to say for Will, just
Oh, yeah, no harm, no foul. This was awesome.
Tonight would have been possible without you, man. Just
I loved it.
Geomancy rocks. My geometry.
Never
was
mind,
off.
GFY. Yeah, you get a number.
No, Will killed it. MVP,
Will
Will, you
absolutely
saved us
killed it.
from the water.
If you haven't entered the giveaway, make sure you do it yet. Go ahead and get ready to finish that one up, Lanta, in like 30 seconds or so. Super glad you all joined us for this wild ride. This is absolutely the closest the party's come to a TPK, including Ithka and Keenak and everything. Absolutely. Actually, this
Just
was
some
a lot of
water.
fun. Just some. I will
just
say,
some water and bandits.
one of my old parties went to this dungeon that was elemental themed. They had no problem throughout the entire run that we were doing things. The first big almost TPK they had, water elemental, almost drowned everyone. Water's rough stuff.
Yeah.
Water's OP.
Water is OP. Tonight was the first time to catch a live stream. Wasn't disappointed. Glad you came on Gaming
Welcome.
Gauge. MVP
Hello,
to
hello.
GFY. Hello. Jackie.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, I was saying hello to
Saying
Katie.
hi.
Oh, gotcha.
A lot of chaos.
She wasn't saying hi to you. Come on.
I thought she lost like her connection. I didn't know.
No,
I
it was
didn't
to
know.
our new chatter. We welcome you. Welcome, Gaming Gauge.
Gauge.
I hope you feel
Welcome.
welcome.
Go ahead and stop up that giveaway there, Lanta, and let's see who's going to win the amazing Changing Blood set from PDX Dice, and I'm going to show them on the stream one more time. Pew, pew, pew. Look how good those look.
Local heritage.
Local Heretic.
Heretic.
Congratulations, Local Heretic.
Whoa!
This is why I drown you both.
Fair enough.
Oh my god.
Gotta hate it here. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Congratulations, Local Heretic. We'll catch you back next week for Red Wagon Inn. And guess what? If you don't know who it is, Sam and Jakey can give a little bit more information for us on this one, is joining us as next week's guest. If you know who she is, that's freaking awesome, because she's going to come join and play with us next week, and that's going to be a lot of
She's
fun.
super rad. She's a great, very positive streamer. She recently became a Twitch ambassador. She's lovely. She plays Dungeons and Dragons. She recently did a charity live stream with Confectionery. She's a great streamer. You should check her out. Her username is SEUM, and she's just Seum on socials. And she's joining us next week. I'm very excited. She's lovely.
Very excited. Thank you, everybody. Hope you all have a fantastic night. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Love you.